Yo. What's good? So, today is the day. Bear with me here as I make sure my mic doesn't fall. Today is the day. Appreciate all y'all popping up, man. Another episode of In Space. I'm your host, as always, Chris Connor. And yeah, today gonna be a little different. We're gonna go ahead and go live pretty much for about 3 hours between the pre-show here. So anybody that want to come up and ask questions and speak about the show tonight or anything Pelicans related, I can get you up here. The comments will be available however y'all want to do it. And then at 7 o'clock, so about 58 minutes, I'm probably gonna leave and get ready for the actual show on Twitter. But everything will be streamed through here for you guys. It will only be here. It won't be on Twitter, on my Twitter recordings, to where you can typically find it, where we most of the time do it. This show won't be like that. You will have to come here to end up getting it in full, man. So yeah, man. So let's do it. I see a few people already that wanna, they want to speak. I see some comments. Y'all, give me a second, and I'll get y'all up here and start answering questions. Hold on. Has Kyrie really grown? I don't. If he has, bro, I don't think he gotten that much tall. I think that was more of a joke than anything. I just saw him jumping, dunking a basketball. Is it gonna happen on Spaces or here? No, Mr. Covington, it is gonna happen on Spaces, but it will be streamed here, if that makes sense. So if you want to stay here, you can. But if you want to be a part of the actual Spaces and live, technically they're both gonna be in live time, but if you want to be a part of it and interact, you got to go to the app to actually, to be there, or go to Twitter. All right, Sean. EJ, what up, dog? Let me get Sean up here. Sean, what's good, bro? Sean, are you here? As I move my office around here to make this shit all over the place. Sean's not here. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Y'all want to come up here, man, chop it up, man. Whatever y'all want to talk about. Y'all want to talk about Larry? Y'all want to talk about Trey? Y'all want to talk about the show, the questions, y'all concerns, whatever it is, man, pop up. This is gonna be this while I wait for people to try to get up here, man. It's funny because what people don't, or what some don't know, is that this Spaces with Larry was supposed to happen. There was a chance for it to happen not too long ago. And then, Rocky, what up? It was supposed to happen not too long ago, but ironically, the same week that we was talking about possibly doing it, we ended up what I'm trying to think what. Oh yeah, the original Zion news and stuff dropped. So that kind of, Larry was like, nah. So today gonna be interesting. I hope our guys are banner hurting, because I really like this roster. Who are you targeting at rim protector, Chris? Man, look, I think, in all honesty, man, you don't have to go an expensive route. You can go cheap if you choose to. And it's not like the team has a whole bunch of money right now as we're talking. And to be honest, I don't even know if I care as much as them getting a rim protector. I would like the option, but before I really know how I feel about that, even though I don't think this guy is proven to be a reliable rim protector consistently, I'm curious to see what they do with Jackson Hayes before I really make a comment on that. Because if you're bringing Jackson Hayes back, then I'm not looking to bring in another rim protector. I would probably want to add a bigger option as a shooter. So, and then that, you look at Utah now, them going ahead and trading for John Collins. If that trade ends there, is Kelly Olynyk available? Somebody like that a possibility, for you to sneak in and and inquire about. I know some of us had / still have dreams of a Miles Turner type. I can't really see that happening at this point. So yeah, man. I mean, I think a majority of the roster is in, is kind of locked. I'm expecting a pretty boring offseason, but yeah, man. If y'all got some names of some people that y'all be interested in, man, throw them in. Who's your thought about when we talking about rim protectors? Somebody cheap. Huh? Plastic bag, man. Bro, I ain't know what Lotto got me tweaking, because now I see plastic and plastic bags, and Lotto the first person I think about. So I'm like, huh? But yeah, man. Larry was like, we was chopping up a DM. He was just shaking his head because that was definitely supposed to happen, man. A little bit earlier. Assuming Roberts make the team, no more Hernangomez. I mean, whether or not Roberts makes the team or not, I think Hernangomez will be gone. But that's my assumption. I think they might. I think he wants a bigger role. I think last year was really frustrating for him, and I think that they're gonna look for a different guy. Liam Roberts sounds like he sounds like the prototype and the archetype that you would want. But we're talking about an undrafted guy, maybe someone on a two-way deal. I hope that our mind and our options are better than that, unless he just is an amazing option. Rocky, is it staying here or it's going to be on both? It's going to be on both platforms. It's going to be streaming from here. I'm not going to be physically here. Like I'm going to be in Twitter, but it's going to be streaming here and recording, because this is what people are going to come back to watch the show afterwards, because it's not going to be recorded on Twitter. Carlo, yeah, okay, yeah, Carl, you got to see. I'm very interested to see how Carlo looks. I mean, I don't think this team needs to make a crazy move. I think with the contracts that they have locked up and the future moves that they have to make at this point now, you drafting a shooter, I can't see them doing anything. Whatever options of moves they make from here, I think they're going to be real small to medium upgrades. Isaiah Stewart. Gafford's my favorite option. I like watching Daniel Gafford play basketball, and he kicks our ass every time he plays us. Isaiah Stewart, I'm kind of, I don't really see him as a large, as a rim protecting type necessarily. I do think he's a hell of a rebounder, good motor guy, good energy. He would fight the whole type of arena. But I don't know. I feel like in a way, if we're talking just options, I think that I think you would, if you're bringing another smaller center, considering what Larry Nance's role should be again upcoming. I think if you're bringing whatever the next big is going to be, I think they got to be a shooter, or they got to be someone who is strictly known for their ability to protect the rim. Yeah, I just gotta see. EJ's another undersized guy, man. But Grant Williams just was a comparison that he made. Space African Jesus. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of players that could be into the fold, and that you could make arguments for. I think it's gonna be hard it's gonna be difficult until you see some of the initial moves that the team ends up making. I don't expect them day one to make free agency moves, anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of individuals that could be in the fold, that could have opportunities to play just from a talent perspective. So, I think we a little bit out from knowing exactly, or getting an idea of who we should be expecting to play. Ezekiel, appreciate that, bro. Go get Thomas Bryant. I ain't mad at that. Thomas Bryant was cheap as hell and when he played for the Lakers, especially towards the last few weeks before the trade deadline, he played really well. I mean, the center position, it's not a spot in which you have to overpay for. Like, look, bro, Denver won a championship in the playoffs. They did not even have a backup center. I don't know if everybody noticed that, but they didn't have a backup center. Like their backup center was Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon would end up when they would go small, they would mess their subs and their rotations in a way the way he would just be, your center in some stretches when Jokic was off the floor. So I don't think you need one, but they mentioned the Griffin and Trajan. They talk openly about wanting to get a rim protector. So that's telling you that they said shooting and rim protection. They went and drafted a shooter. I think that they're gonna pick up someone or make a move for someone. It's just a matter of who. And if y'all want to come up here and actually talk, like y'all ain't gotta just be in the comments, like come up, request to speak. I get y'all up there. So I think JV staying or going. I don't think he'll be here, man. I don't think he'll be here. I feel like again that goes back to what the organization had mentioned about comments and last year. About shooting and rim protection. I don't see you putting that as a high point of emphasis and then going to get someone who is going to be a third big in your rotation, right? You're making minutes for Larry Nance. And here's the other side with this team. Zion's going to play time at the 5. Herb played time at the 5 in pinches last year. Will that come back? Trey Murphy's gotten a lot stronger. Will we see some time for him at the 5? It's so many, like we don't, I don't know how many minutes are going to be available there. If you bring in Jax, will he end up playing? It's the only option if you add another big that you believe is going to play minutes right away, I think it means that Jonas will be out. And yes, Corey, why would Jonas want to come back? Why would he? The team used him in last year. You could tell he was visibly frustrated. And I think with a guy like that, you have to find ways to involve him in the offense. And with all these, if Jonas isn't going to be a high volume 3-point shooter, we just saw too many stretches to where other individuals were going to have the ball in their hands, and he wasn't going to be a guy that you were dumping the ball off consistently. And if he's not doing that with his athletic disadvantages and how teams try to take advantage of drop coverage and him and pick and roll, well, now you're not doing him any favors. You're not doing anybody favors if you're not involving him in the offense. So I could see a way that you could use him properly if you did bring him back, but do we believe that that's going to happen? I don't think so. But Jonas ain't making a lot of money, man. So the other side to that is that he's not the dude that arrived in New Orleans has just been playing a lot of minutes. 30 minutes, not last season, but the season before, he was playing a career high in minutes. And his years in Toronto and even in Memphis, he was used to being in spots to where, all right, he's coming off he might play 20 minutes, 23 minutes, 25 minutes. They would close with other individuals. Memphis closed a decent amount of games in his year with Memphis, with I believe Brandon Clark and Jaren Jackson Jr. when he was healthy. So it's not like Jonas isn't used to being in a rotation where he's not playing a high volume of minutes. But man, I just think this team feels that they want to, or they look like to me that they are going to probably be more focused on their ability to be versatile and be able to switch a lot more and play a higher pace. I don't know how that fits with Jonas. Even if I think you can make it work, Jonas won them a lot of games in his 2 seasons in New Orleans. He won a lot of games for this team. He could have won them more, but other guys were higher points in the emphasis. And big man not dribbling the ball, or most 90% of big men aren't dribbling the ball. Like, they can't do it. They're only as dependent offensively as the people that's throwing them the ball and giving them opportunities. So Corey, Chad say that all the time, bro. He said that all the time. You look around the league, man. You can't be upset with that. A lot of the smart teams, they go cheap, young, and athletic. A lot of people, some people think rim protection or the ability to protect the rim is overrated. I think it's more about stretching the floor and spacing the floor offensively and rebounding. So that's the case, and you're a smart guy. You find yourself in the right positions defensively. Maybe it is, but this team is going to also need in these smaller lineups better production from their guards and their forwards, their wings when it comes to rebounding. Herb has to rebound better. Trey has to rebound better. Zion defensively has to be a better rebounder. Brandon as a group, because how many times did we see them go small? Whether it was Larry or was someone else, and just give up consistent rebounds just because either guys wasn't boxing out or there wasn't enough help from the other guys that were on the floor rebounding. E-Jack, what up, bro? You here?
Yo, what's good?
What's good, bro?
I got like 2 questions real quick. So, how you think Herb and Trey contract, like when they get their money, how you think that's gonna affect the team in terms of like the new CBA?
That's a good question, E-Jack. I think that's why folks that glamored for a Zion or a Brandon Ingram trade, that's what they were pointing to, because of the fact that you are going to want to more than likely keep Herb, and you want to pay Trey big money. Herb might be easier because because of his role on the team. It's just the type of individual he is. You ain't gonna be able to. I mean, I don't think that doesn't mean he should necessarily take a discount, but I mean, if we were talking about Cam Johnson, for example, who's 27, 28, about to get 400 when Trey's up, like, I mean, the numbers are gonna look nasty. So I think at some point they're going to have to make a move out of between Zion, Brandon, and CJ to fit that in this new version of the CBA. And the guy, ironically, that's go point at is the dude who was heavily structured in making the CBA. Maybe CJ, decides to get crafty with his own contract. I mean, but I maybe not this year, but they're gonna have to look into the mirror at that point if they're not paying the tax. That's another thing. Are they gonna pay the tax, EJ? That's why this season is very important, because all right, if you choose to pay the tax, then you can figure it out. It's not gonna be anything, but they got to win games in this market for I think Gail to want to end up doing that, and that's if you feel like she wants to do it at all.
Facts. I think me personally, I think that Trey probably gonna be worth 25 if you keep on like improving his ball handle and other things like that. Well, actually, if he improves his ball handle and his defense, he might be around 30, if I'm being honest, and stuff like that. So, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have to pay that tax.
Yeah, we not. Hold on, EJ. We're not talking about CJ going anywhere this year. The question, I don't know if everyone heard the question, but the question EJ asked is about when it's time, going down the line, thinking forward about paying Herb and paying Trey, and then an upcoming possible Brandon extension, like all these things. How does it fit paying all three of these guys and giving out, extended deals and bigger contracts that you're going to have to going forward in this CBA? If the Pelicans are not in a position to where they're paying the tax, somebody more than likely is going to have to go, man. Between the three, I mean, we listen. I mean, we're not far, but we still are far away from that. This year, we know Brandon, CJ, and Zion will be there. That's not an issue. But eventually, they're gonna, like, this ain't football. I don't know. They're not gonna be able to just kick the can down the road. We'll see.
Yeah, my last question was like, how you think like I kind of wanted staff changes, and that's exactly what I got. We got a new medical staff, got Aaron Miles, I think that's his name, and we got James Borrego. How you think that's gonna like really affect us in a positive way coming towards the new season?
I've heard a lot of good things about Borrego. Like, I've heard that he is very aware of what certain guys have already done on this team. So he's less like, this is the way that I play. This is the way, this is my system. And no matter, what your strengths are, like, if you either, this is how it's got to be set up. He seems to be more open and more aware, to where, like, knowing that Trey has to be more involved, right, on ball and off ball. more aware of positions and sets that even worked for this team last year. I don't think that it's going to be an overhaul of the offense, but he will have a system that's going to be predicated on more movement, more taking advantage of opposite sides. Like he loves angle pick and rolls. So I think that's going to help. I think it's really going to help a lot of the role players because he's going to want to space the floor, and we just saw a lot of different. That's going to put pressure on the team to be really, really on point with their rotations and such because you saw a lot of situations where spacing was kind of like inconsistent, just in how teams would defend certain guys. You got to force them. You got to put guys on the floor, put people in position to make you pay, and not just have heavy isocentric pick and rolls. Like I think that there'll be more creative, especially in the half court with some of the stuff that they run, bro. And if that's all we get, you know what I mean? I'm cool with that.
Because I do want to see, especially Hawkins. We got Hawkins going away. I don't want to see him underutilized, and then we got to waste a year, and then he might not pan out how he's supposed to. But yeah, appreciate you letting me come up here, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, like that's my only concern. That's my biggest concern with Hawkins, man, is that will the staff have patience and faith through cold spells and through stretches where he struggles as a rookie if with someone who's not defensive first, who's not defense first. That's what I want to see how that's going to work. Will they with someone who's not even if you feel like, all right, he's an above average athlete, and you feel like, he's more creative on ball than people know yet. All right, cool. But they're going to use him for his strengths, which is his off-ball movement, his ability to shoot, whether it be standing still or on the fly. When he goes through a stretch where that isn't working, and he's still trying to figure out guarding, the high-level athletes in this game, the team aspect of it and individual, will this staff with these individuals, or the new ones, Aaron Mills and everyone who's in the fold, stick with him and continue to help him from development standpoint and just knowing this is a part of the game. Like that's what I want to see. Chris, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, I just want to get your opinion. Obviously, some of the articles and stuff come out, and obviously we're always trying to get players to come and obviously keep players. What do you think about as far as like the article came out about the facilities, and how much you think that plays into things?
I mean, people talk, players talk, right? I don't. It can't help you if your facilities are one of the worst or the worst in basketball, right? It can't help if your arena is ranked as one of the lower ones, in your league, and your owner has the amount of money that she has. It can't help on top of the fact that you are still, fighting a long rated stigma about basketball being second place in the city, or just not being, or even if it's second place, not being the priority that it should be, with some of the options that you have, and the talent, and even with all of the advances. I mean, look, man, Kristen Clark, I think he wrote an article. He said the team, he said the Pelicans, or the Pelicans weren't treated as their own individual business until 18 years in, something like that. Something's what he said. It was kind of true though, like having their own medical staffs and freshening up facilities and changing just so many different things to where it's like, oh yeah, they got the Saints, and then the Pelicans are right there. Like no, like these are the Pelicans. They can stand their own. And I think they've been doing things along the way, but I think it's very important, bro. Like players talk to each other. They want to make sure that they're walking into top of the line, options, facility. I mean, even for the Saints, right? The Saints food was ranked. Like the NFL had a similar poll to where the Saints food was like at the end of the line. Like nobody wants to see that stuff, Like if you're a part of that organization, like you want that stuff you want to be known for something well in that situation. So, I can just hope, man, that they're continuing to, to be proactive on that side of things, but not just there, in all parts of the organization, to be honest.
I mean, that's some always. I mean, college obviously it plays into it, and being like LSU's right there, and obviously they have top-notch facilities across the board, everything, and so it just makes it rough when you got a college right down the road that has better facilities than you do, or
Yeah,
or you got the G League team or whatever that the players go and visit with Birmingham or whatever,
yeah.
and
I
theirs
mean,
is better.
they just, look, man, like even like it's not like you could just build a stadium tomorrow, right? It's not like building like the renovations that the Saints have even made in the Superdome. That's years in the works, but people knew it was happening. I think Pelicans have an opportunity, and sure, it helps when the team is winning and you're continuing to add things, but I think they just have to continue to be proactive with that and let people know, like, yo, this is what we're doing. Apparently, they've been working on jerseys for a little bit. There's some new jerseys that'll be out soon, so they look, they're there, right? The brand, I think the logo change had like a slight tweak to it. There's a lot of things I think behind the scenes that's happening, but you started so far, I think, behind the line in regards to, I think, the approach from previous ownership groups and just the mentality that was in place here. Yeah, I mean, people are tired of waiting, so they got to just continue to be proactive and really have that as a high, I think, emphasis, man. I mean, fan experience, all of that, bro. Like, you got to think about how long. Yeah, I know, Rocky. I know it's like real. I heard it was, it's real, like, subtle. You know what I mean? But it's not what the people necessarily want. But yeah, Chris. Like, I remember thinking about even like the songs and the like the DJ the arena. It took them 18 years to to even like to have Jubilee in the arena. Like, what?
Man, that's sad.
Why was I hearing Ric Flair in the arena? You know, and the Pelicans had been in New Orleans at that point, or even had their name changed for multiple years. Why was Ric Flair still at the, like, what were we doing? So like even stuff like that goes a long way, and they just got to continue to work on that, bro, to be taken serious. When people would say that this was a poverty organization in the franchise, I mean, there's some there's some truth to the fact that there's a lot of stuff that they still got to do, just because how long it took for people to really say, like, oh, okay, well, now it's time to, I don't know, have our own facility, have our own identity, have our own doctors, have our own physicians, have our own so on and so forth. It takes a long time.
Appreciate that, man.
So Sean, you up here?
Yes, sir.
What's good, bro?
What's good, man?
Well, are you the Sean that's in my that was that I was talking to the other day in my DM, or you somebody else?
No, I think I'm probably somebody else.
All right. All good. What's good, bro? What you got?
Oh man, I was just thinking the other day, like, how the Saints are like a real established franchise in the NFL, and I was wondering, how do you think, or what kind of steps do you think the Pelicans could take into that direction, to being a real established franchise? Because it seems like the Pelicans are even looked at as like a real team.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's some of the stuff that we even that we now look, winning helps, right? Like, I remember even when the Saints slowly started to change and they started to win. Let's say even around the time they won their first playoff game, people were still talking about the team the teams before that had bags. They had fans wearing bags over their heads, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a history of losing, a history of incompetence. It wasn't like walking into the arena, you was getting this, this crazy experience. You want to, even when they won a championship, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, they still had so many things in the arena. I don't think even at that point, Champion Square wasn't there, for folks to just kick it before the game, whatever the case may be. So, like, but those expectations had to happen because now you got a championship next to your team and next to your name, and you put together some type of consistency as a winning organization where, all right, the facility and the look got to match what you putting out there. Because you, of course, are going to get more people in the building, more people flying out, more people. You want them to have a one of a kind experience when they walk in. And for a long time, dog, the Pelicans haven't been able to have that. The easiest question, the easiest answer to that is, yeah, they got to win. They got to win, right? I think that even on a smaller level, even if you just Portland for a few years or Utah and you win, you make the playoffs 3, bro, it's still crazy to me. In 21, like however many years it's been, what they got in New Orleans in 2002, like since 2002, they've only made it to the playoffs consecutive years twice. Like that's crazy, like not even a Western Conference Finals appearance. That's ugly to have on your resume.
That's
the easiest thing is you got to win. The people, we help get the people there. The people go and so to a point, people gonna be there this year, upcoming. But win some games, get some consistency under your belt, and you could slowly but surely start making the changes. We heard the stuff about the arena and about things that they're thinking about doing, but I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. But the easiest, just make it to the playoffs. Be a competitive team. Not so many highs and lows, with your fan base to have to kind of figure out and be confused about.
For sure, man. I appreciate it, man.
No problem, bro. Everett, you up here?
Yes, sir.
What's good, bro?
Hey, man, listen. First of all, shout out to you over here doing this, looking like you're a radio DJ host, radio personality.
No, that's crazy how this is happening, right? I thought, like, first of all, we have not talked about we haven't talked about the Larry Spaces tonight at all. Like, so it's all been just regular questions. So I am like a radio host now. What up, though, bro?
Man, first of all, I didn't even know you was doing this, my guy. I just found out like 5 seconds ago that you was even doing this, and so I had to pull up. You know what I mean? All right. So this what I'm gonna say. Bro, did you listen to the do you ever listen to, what is his name? Dude that be getting at what is his name? Pat Beverly. God damn, I couldn't remember his name. The Pat Beverly Show?
No,
his podcast? All right, so he had Gilbert Arenas on there yesterday, day before, something like that. But anyway, Gilbert came up with something that I was like, that's a damn good idea that if I was an owner, I would have definitely look at. He said if he was an owner, he would literally take some money and build a condo type situation for his first contract players, like to where they have a personal chef, they got cars and amenities to where they don't ever have to worry about anything other than playing basketball, and to try to put people around each other, like-minded people who going through that struggle. And I was like, damn. In a lot of society, they do that. In college, like when you're an athlete, they put you in the dorms or something like that. In the military, when you first coming in, they put you in a dorm or a barrack or something like that. As long as you was, non-married, didn't have no kids or nothing like that. And I said, bro, could you imagine somebody like Trey, Jose, and a couple of the young dudes who don't have these big contracts having all their stuff paid for, bro? That would make me want to play for an organization like that that's willing to take care of me while I'm learning how to become an adult. Because remember, these dudes is young. They're coming into their own. They really don't know what it's like to have to pay bills, to go find, rent and electricity and all the normal stuff that we know how to do. Bro, if an organization was to take care of that stuff for them and let them learn, bro, that would do wonders for a reputation. Because the best advertisement for a team is word of mouth. And if the players out here saying like, yo, they take care of you over here, that will go a long way with, hey, maybe drawing some free agents. Oh, if they're doing that for the young cats, what are they doing for us veterans? You know what I'm saying? So it was just something that he brought up that I was like, man, I never thought about it in that way.
Because because not even just that example. Like you look at the Spurs, right? They take care of their people. You know what I'm saying? And like even because they can't, and it's even more of an importance for you to have that reference that you really care about what you have. because it's not because you're already behind the 8 ball in regards to some resources and just the amount of options that you're gonna have of people wanting to come and play in your city and live there, right? And live in some of these cities and places. Like that's just factually like how it works, and especially in a place like the NBA where you have so much freedom and influence. And you're not under control the same way as you are in baseball, right? Where you can't, you gotta wait. Once you make it to the majors, you gotta wait like 6 years, and that's before arbitration, before you could even hit the market. Or the NFL, where the owners have all the damn leverage in the control for so long. Basketball is different, so you gotta think that it's important for any type of organization to just at the end of the day, especially a small market, to really care about the other side of things they can't control. What type of impression am I making on these people that's walking in here from top to bottom? What type of rep do we have around the league from there? Do we treat these people the right way? Because sometimes, like, look, I mean, the money gonna be there. And maybe I might not have the best living, conditions. Maybe I might not have the best history, but at least you go there, then people gonna treat you right, and that builds that builds customer bases, that builds all different types of businesses. Just your rep in regards to how people feel like they're treated.
Facts.
That's dope.
Facts, bro.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. So, hey, man, I hope the other two pull up, man. It's gonna be a good night if everything goes right. Yeah, man.
Trey gonna be there, bro. I don't and I got a feeling that more than likely CJ gonna show up. But what I don't know is if they're gonna speak, because my goal is to I think shortly after Larry, I'm gonna be able to get one of them anyway for their own personal space. So I don't know if they're gonna speak. But if they in there and enough people ask for, I think that they will pull up. But that's gonna bring, like, I know Larry wants a controlled environment.
That's the reason why you gotta let me speak, my dog. Because I come up with some nice questions that aren't directed at anybody, but that's some good thinking questions. So I got questions on deck, bro.
Yeah, you get what? Nah, but here's the thing though. It's gonna be some people in there, bro. You can only it's gonna be a 1 question minimum at a time. Like I can't.
I feel you.
I can't do 2-part, 3-part questions. Like I got 1 question and I gotta get to the next person, because it's gonna be a lot of folks. Last year, I mean, last Spaces with Larry, in total, it was like 7,000 people that they're listening, and I think the highest that we had in there was like 700 people in there at one time. So to get to everybody, I know, and it's crazy. I don't think it was that many people that came up to speak. And maybe it had only been like 20, but if you look at like an hour and a half, yeah, I mean you're gonna be able to ask your question, bro. But I can't. Like it gotta be in.
You gotta be quick.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo. So since we're talking basketball, bro, I've been thinking about this a lot, and a part of me is really on this whole, we just need to iron out the edges of the team. And I know a lot of people are disappointed we didn't make a big move so far, but I think they are making enough moves to where it shows that they are thinking positively, with the coaching changes, with the medical team. Shit, as small as the logo change, you know what I'm saying? Like they are doing something and not just sitting on their hands. So I can at least appreciate that. I'm looking forward to Summer League to see how Jordan's going to look, how Carlo's going to look, and I think it's going to, man, bro, I got a really good feeling about this dude Hawkins, bro. I really do. I know I said that to you in the DM, but bro, I don't know what it is. When I see him, I see the JJ Redick comparison. Bro, I really do. I see the way he moves off ball a lot like Steph. How not that he say he's gonna be a shooter like Steph. Now, mind you, this dude did shoot 50% from 3 in college on spot up threes. So that's something that we need. But the way he moves off ball and the way Borrego runs his offense, I think it's gonna be a match made in heaven. And you got him on one side and Trey on the other side, bro. Pick your poison, like.
If they, but you gotta like, and I said this in the beginning, like,
if he buys in on the defensive end,
but even if he does buy in and he's just not performing well, will the staff stick with him? That's what I got to
Yeah.
know. Will they stick with him when he goes through all the cold struggles and all the struggles that everyone goes through on that side? Will they just say, all right, no, his offense is his movement is too valuable. We'll find different ways to figure out the defense. Like that's what I wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that
Yeah, I feel you.
If he was 27, it'll be different. But he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like Devontae wasn't a lockdown defender by any means. He had his own limitations, but he was going to be, because of the commitment that they gave to him and his his time in the league and being a little bit older, he was going to have opportunity to make more mistakes, and they needed the shooting. I don't know if Jordan Hawkins year one is going to have that, but I mean anybody, dog. Look, you have Zion, you have CJ, you have Brandon. You want to put as many shooters as you can around them, and shooters that have versatility. 100%. I don't doubt that. I just have to see it, because this
To believe it.
have the history that we see. Like, look at Trey, for example. Trey came in his rookie year, and he had a really good summer league. He had a really good preseason, and then the regular season started. He struggled, right? He had, and Wayne. I ain't talking about a bad game though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about a bad game. Everybody has a bad game. You're right. But Trey went through a few weeks of struggling. So when his shot wasn't falling and he was adjusting defensively and he was adjusting to just, the strength of just different athletes in the league, eventually he fell out of the rotation, ended up being on the bench, ended up going to the G League here and there. And we didn't see him again, and really him finding himself until the end of his rookie year. Will Hawkins go through, and for a team that needed shooting, right?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For a team that needed shooting. So that's my only question. Guys like Dyson, Jose, and
Herb.
Herb, Najee, they were able to overcome those things because they were able to defend, and that's what the head coach and previous staff, that's what appealed to them the most. Will that change, or will that evolve with this type of investment in this guy? That's in Hawkins. That's what I'm curious about.
I agree. I mean, I feel you, big dog, and I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah. But I mean, listen, I hope it works out, man. A lot of this shit is gonna look good on paper. When it's all said and done, I will promise you will be able to look at the Pelicans roster on paper and probably feel good about it this time. You will probably be able to feel good 100% about your options and the shooting and the modern upgrades, but that ain't what's holding this team back. We know what it is.
Yeah.
So we're still kind of held in hostage until, we can actually have a chance to see, number 1 and number 14. And maybe number 1 more than number 14 at this point. I mean, we need to see them both play games, but number 1 being able to give you more games that he's been able to, that he's given you. So
You think he should pull up to the USA team?
Who?
Zion, because Stan Van Gundy said the way to keep Zion in shape is to play basketball. So,
but ain't no way in hell the Pelicans would allow that though. Unfortunately,
damn,
they couldn't. I mean, I'm not telling you based off fact, but I mean they couldn't. It's no way a dude that I mean, and I don't know the type of shape that he's in 100% right now, but it's no way that they could, I think, allow someone with that talent, that just ability, man, that has the struggles in recovering from injuries. I don't think that there's any way that they could say, all right, go out there and play for Team USA. I don't know how, because could you imagine the backlash if you send him out there and he gets hurt and now you're talking about I mean, like now, he didn't got hurt for the Pelicans, he didn't got hurt for America, he didn't got hurt for Duke. I mean, it's just like he can't ain't no way to win. I mean, bro, that would be demoralizing. At least folks can, if the most positive of the bunch can say, all right, well, we'll see come October. If he got hurt, oh God, come on, man.
Yeah, God, but bro, if he's gonna get hurt, he's gonna get hurt. The dude got to play to keep his rhythm, because I don't understand how a person of his caliber can not play basketball in a competitive setting for such a long time and still be valuable. Not valuable. Valuable is the wrong word. Keep his competitive edge. You know what I mean? Like this dude ain't played basketball since January.
That's what happens when you close to generational, bro, or you are generational. That's what happens, bro. To be honest,
Yeah.
That's what happens when you that kind of talent, especially that unique talent that we haven't seen, bro. That just that's he can wake up out of shape, bro, and go out and get you 25. Like Zion can go on the floor 300 pounds and be the best offensive player on the floor. I mean, it's just for better for worse. That's what we're dealing with, and you got to protect that. And they've been trying to protect it to the best of their ability. They haven't been able to find the right mix on that. But a lot of shit on him now, man. A lot of it's on him. He got to take care of himself. And some of it, man, the cards will fall where they do. I don't know what you could have did to protect him from a hamstring sprain, or what was it, year 2 he had the ham or the thumb injury. But
bro, isn't that the worst part about it, Chris? It's not even the same, cause it's not even the same type of injury. It's different. It's a different injury every damn time. That's something different. It's like it was the foot, hamstring, the hand, the knee. It was never. Oh, like Devin Booker, he kept pulling his hamstrings. You know what I mean? It was the same recurring type injury.
At least with Book, you don't have to worry about. Like, he doesn't have a reputation of a guy that's not taking care of himself. You know what I'm saying?
True.
True. Like Zion has to overcome that reputation. He has to come over. He has to overcome that stigma of him not taking his health, as CJ said, his hydration, his sleeping, and all these things. The real professional side of playing with the best of the best. Wait, speaking of, hold on, sleep, you in here? I gotta holler at my dude real quick, man. He was in the comments. He's talking about I was with this and with that. I didn't say I was with nothing. Sleep, where you at?
All right, bro, go ahead. I'm gonna highlight you in the spaces.
I bet. What's good, my dog?
Yo, what up, man?
What up, bro? What's good with you, bro? Appreciate you being up here, bro. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I ain't got much to say, man. I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
They might be a little bit delayed. I ain't got much to say. I just wanted to shout you out, man. Incredible what you guys do on the spaces. I'm there 90% of the time. It's cool what you got going on right now. I see the growth. You still getting them with them super drink checks?
You talk about sports drink.
You ain't gotta say that. You ain't gotta put it out there. Yeah, you ain't gotta put that out there.
Man, I had the when I jumped up with Bukru, a lot of that ended, man. But they're still my people.
For sure.
Appreciate it though, man.
Man, no problem, man. Seriously, what can we really expect from this team this year? Realistically.
All right, so let me walk you down this list. You got one incredible player who's worked on his game and is really technical and who is now like the leader of your locker room, to say to speak, that led you to your biggest success as a franchise in the past 5 years, and Brandon Ingram, right? He played less than 50 games last year. You got your other superstar with top 5 NBA talent, dude that was playing the best basketball of his life and looked like one of the best dudes on the planet in December. He played 29 games last year. So you don't know how many games that they're gonna play, and we gotta hope that we even get them into training camp. Now, on top of that, you got a roster that isn't done yet, right? Because we haven't gotten through free agency. You don't know who's gonna be your starting center. You don't know what kind of center you need or you want. You don't know what kind of upgrades or additions that when we're talking about the bench, how that's gonna look, right? You have a new offensive system. Bro, it's all over the place. I have anybody that's trying to predict what this team is going to do is really like I wouldn't even try, bro. I wouldn't even try. It's too difficult. It's too difficult to do. The best that we could do is hope for the best. Now look, after free agency, maybe we got a better opportunity. Maybe they add a shooter. Maybe they add a different center. They move from JV or they add another body. Maybe they bring back. I don't know. Maybe some feel like Jackson was underutilized. A different story, but I've seen that. Maybe Dyson Daniels is taking a great leap and has an amazing summer league, right? And we're talking.
Right.
I mean, I'm still high on Dyson, but maybe you're having that conversation. Maybe Jordan Hawkins tears up summer league. We know Trey's been working. Maybe but you feel what I'm saying? There's so many maybes, and we're back into the unknown, bro. Right. So I wouldn't be able to predict it, man. I don't know what you expect. The first thing, the easiest part would be able to get to like an idea of what you think the final roster would be. And then maybe we can start thinking and start having an idea about rotations and people we think should play and who we think shouldn't play and who's going to be gone, who's not going to be. Once we figure that out and we get then we got to see it how it looks under this new system, updated system with this staff, what changes that they made, and figure it out from there, bro.
As any fan, you see all the moves being made. I already had a bad feeling in my stomach from that us not trading that pick. But if it looks like the kid that we got is what we trying to add to this team, and like you said, summer league, that's when you really want to check out the young guys, see what the young guys are doing, what they're going to add to the team. Yeah. I mean, if all health permitting, I'm not really down on this team. I hate being the fan to blame everything on injuries, because you get so invested in the team and you look at the team so deeply and you see that there's other problems, even if we're all healthy.
Yeah.
But you're right. Really, health wise, I try not to project too far. I don't project from the summer to the playoffs. I try to project maybe till Christmas or something like that. I can see us, definitely in the top, I would say 5 seed by Christmas. I don't think that's unreasonable. I do think teams like the Lakers are going to come out firing pretty well in the beginning of the season. I don't see the West being a lot different than it was. Around the beginning of the season last year. Denver, people keep forgetting, there wasn't no Cinderella story. Top of the West. Memphis might have some problems. I still think they can play without Ja. And Dallas is probably a hard team to call. Of course, I
mean, look, bro,
it's gonna be Wemby mania.
The best thing that this team can do, and we talked about it last year, is get off to a good start. Because that Zion and Brandon Ingram aren't playing 70 games more than likely, right? You just have to pencil that in. You'd be lucky if you get 60. With Zion, you're hoping you can get 50. With Brandon, you're hoping you get 50. Like, it's just so the best thing you could do is get off to a good start. Because look, if you have some things in your favor. Herb had a really good ending to the year last year. Trey had a phenomenal ending, and Trey can take a leap. I think Dyson, is going to be a lot better. Like, you have some individuals that can really, that can add things to your team that they weren't either allowed to or they weren't capable of doing last season for different stretches. Like, you have that in your favor. To where, we know Brandon's working hard, and we could be seeing the best version of him after Team USA. We talked about Zion. TJ's going to have. He's going to get healthy, right? The between the labrum in the hand. There's a lot that can change with players getting better. You got EJ Liddell. Like, you're gonna have a lot of different options and a lot of key parts and players that can make an impact. It's just we don't know until we see it, and it further complicates it into a stretch to where even if I'm excited about some of the coaching staff changes, You don't really know how it's all going to look until you see it on the floor. But if they're able to stay healthy between now and training camp, they get some workouts in beforehand. If they seem unified from that perspective, start working out like we saw last year around July was when they really wanted to. They started like kicking it up into a higher gear. You do that, you start, you get a, kind of a full, head of steam of, hit the ground running before the actual games are played. Care about preseason and really use that as time to gel for a team that hasn't played a whole bunch together, and you get off to a good start in the regular season. I mean, you take it week by week by there, man.
For sure, man. Hey, look, is that weird part of the NBA season where we after the draft, you kind of got that bad taste out of your mouth from the end of the season. Pause.
Yeah, I'm about to say that was crazy. Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm happy for what we about to do tonight. Again, Chris, shout out to you for putting this together always, putting the spaces together. Shout out to the whole spaces, everybody, shout out to Rocky, Chaz, shout out to Everett, shout out to Rel. I know I'm forgetting a lot of other people. Shout out to Charles. I know I'm forgetting a lot of the luminaries. But I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna watch this the rest of this baseball game and just keep y'all on the computer while I'm watching it on the TV, man. I see you repping.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Game 3, man. I don't have the score in front of me right now, man. But hopefully LSU.
It's tied right now. I got it on the other room. It's tied right now.
I mean, just don't lose by 20.
Yo, I don't know what that was in that other game. God, it was on that Colorado Rockies timing. I don't know what that was.
Oh no! They up 4, bro.
Oh, they up 4. Oh,
yeah.
I think it was okay. I must have been paying. I ain't been paying attention. Okay, it's 6-2. Okay,
6-2.
It was okay. It was tied when I walked in out of this room, out of the living room. Damn. All right, let me catch up.
All right, man.
Like you said, as long as it's got New Orleans on it, we repping it. We repping it. All right, bro. Man.
Yeah, man. 7:15, y'all. Is the approximate time for everybody that's in here that's joining the spaces, or if you're watching here and you wanna ask a question, I think it's in the. So if you're here, you are gonna have super chat options to where you could just ask the question, and Lala/Justin will let me know, and I could, I'll be able to let Larry know at one point. This time, if you're joining through Twitter and you're going to be there active and you want to come up on stage, we got a 1 question minimum. So I gotta, I have to get y'all in and out. If we got a chance, that was crazy. What I'm gonna have to do, if we got a chance, is I'm gonna come back and circle around to a few different folks if we have enough time. I think last spaces with Larry was about an hour and 30. The thing about this one is that I think people are going to ask more challenging and hard-hitting questions now that they have an idea of how Larry operates, or they believe they do. And then I do believe both Trey and CJ will be present. Who knows if they'll be the only ones. So between that mixture, it could be, it could get a little chaotic. So if it does, like, to kind of pace that the best that I can, I need y'all like one question at a time, no 2-part questions. Let's just, kind of get this down, let everybody that wants to come up and speak, you know what I'm saying, get their questions off. So I am going to personally dip in about 5 minutes and get ready for the Twitter show. For those of y'all that's in here that don't know how to join the Twitter spaces, I ain't got time to explain it to you. Rocky here, a lot of folks is in here. Download the app. If you ain't got a profile, create you a profile. It's simple from there. You can find me. We'll walk y'all through it. But it's really it should be a good show, man. And shout out to Larry for wanting to do that, man. I will say that, bro. Like that's one of the things that's really cool, that for all the different things that's wrong with this, with the franchise and the bad luck and the injuries and the expectations and the letdowns and just all the things that could be better. I will say it's cool that I look around the league and I see different spaces that go on throughout the season in all different sports. I don't see players on actual teams chopping it up with communities, and maybe from the NBA platform, but not team specific, right? KD's situation was different. I mean, a player that wants to actually have a Twitter Spaces, or have that kind of setup, that open forum, and they didn't want to do it again. And then maybe from here it goes to another player after that. That's dope as hell to me. And maybe that I don't know if that inspires others, but at least we got that in our pocket, man. Any last questions before I get? Yeah, that KD one was wild. Yeah, but see, DJ, I like that about KD though, bro. Like some people like they might think that it's he being too self-conscious and insecure, whatever the case may be. I like that, a player, spending his off season, see somebody talking about him and want to go, have a conversation to see if the energy match, or just chopping up like a regular individual, whether he was just in there listening or he chose to speak. Like, I thought that's really dope. And then from there, he was educating and putting folks on like, yo, like this is what this is. This is how this works. People that ask good questions, while also telling people they ain't know what the fuck they was talking about. Like that. I mean, you can't really ask for much more. Like, everybody was talking. Like, I saw a few comments about the Larry joint, and everybody was like, nah, Larry don't do it, or CJ don't do the space. Like, yo, y'all want to talk to these people or not? Y'all want to talk about? Now, I ain't talking about the burner accounts, Corey. I'm talking about him actually from his actual profile pulling up. Whatever. All these players got burner accounts, bro. I can promise you, there is a 80% of the league and the organization account have burner accounts. That ain't my problem necessarily, bro. I you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them dudes had that. Now, he saw his name was mentioned, and he pulled up. It was what it was, but any last questions before I get the hell up out of here and this Spaces show starts? I am here to get Bitegate solved. Fox, I understand. Fox. I understand. I'm really curious how you gonna frame that question. I'm really curious how you gonna frame that question for him to end up answering. Like, I don't even know how you ask him about his teammate, one of his teammates biting the other. I don't know what he's supposed to say. Because if I was BI's teammate, I just wouldn't have asked at all. I don't want to know why one of my teammates biting the other one. I just leave it alone. Didn't call bang. What up, bro? Appreciate it. Yeah, Bitegate is crazy. I feel like he was off the, he's probably off, because that was a game that was the Dallas game, right? He sprained his ankle and he came back and sat on the bench in his street clothes. Jose Spaces didn't come back. I think we could do it, bro. I really do. I think we can do it. I think tonight's another step in that direction, which is why it's important that I think everybody isn't like, look, what I want balance. I don't want people asking soft questions. I don't want people being all fanned out. Like, hey, Larry, I'm your biggest fan. I remember your daddy playing. Like, I don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? La, what up, bro? Like, I don't want none of that. I don't want people being all, all fan friendly. Like, hey, Larry, I love it. Like, you can say, yeah, I love what you do for the community and everything. Like, but this part too. So I really want people to ask challenging questions in which he gotta get through, like, with whatever it's about. But y'all know, y'all have an idea. Y'all, like, we all smart enough to know I probably shouldn't cross that line. And what I mean by that, I ain't gonna say it in the spaces, but I'm saying it here. Don't none of y'all get up there and ask about Mariah. Don't y'all do it. Nobody. Don't ask about Mariah Mills. Y'all know he not answering it. You know what I mean? Y'all know certain things he ain't gonna be able. He might not be able to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't trying to get disrespectful. But the thing about this one is, if CJ and Trey are there and they want to speak, it might get crazy because CJ get up there. People, they may not be doing a disrespectful to Larry, but But I know the shit that I saw on the timeline about CJ McCollum. I've seen it. So it might get a little like, if he get up there and somebody like, hey, CJ, why you take all the shots instead of passing the ball? What are you supposed to say to that? What? Now you just looking for a moment. Like what he's supposed to, you know what I mean? Let's try to keep this like as together as possible, because I want to continue getting these players up, man, so we all could chop it up and talk with them, man, and just have something unique that everybody don't have, dog. Please ask Larry why he isn't a dog. See, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna get out of here. I definitely want to know what changed and what is just health. Because it's Larry that was playing, let's say the first 2 months before he started getting hurt. But that dude that was playing, that was shooting threes at a decent percentage, dude that was dunking on everybody, was totally different. I don't know if he got hurt. I don't know if it was the minutes that was being played. I don't know what exactly it was, but all that shit changed. I know he had some shoulder problems. He had some ankle problems. He had a bunch of different things that ended up slowing him down. But the dude that was in the beginning of the year, especially when it came to shooting the ball, was totally different. So that's a good question, bro. And I'm curious what he working on. Kai, I ain't gonna be this. I know you're not, Kai. Look, I want this is what this is for, and Larry does know that. He knows that part. He just y'all know the line. Y'all know like we all know where what not to, or even if we got a crazy question, how to form it properly. You know what I mean? The way it ain't. You know what I'm saying? We all right. Lie. Tell Dyson. Dyson ain't gonna be in no damn spaces. I haven't seen. Well, I guess he on Instagram, but he ain't on Twitter. I don't think he don't be talking on there. All right, I got here. Lala, anything you need me to do from here? Do I just like remove myself, or what I do?
And if I could get if Trey end up pulling up here, I'm gonna have to tell him. Matter of fact, I think he even deleted him talking about him even the comment he had. Real stroke is crazy, bro. It's crazy. And you know what's crazy about it? Ain't no way to market it. Like even like outside of it being a terrible name, he couldn't even market the nickname if he wanted to. Like TM3 wasn't good enough. Like Real Stroker was the one you had to choose. It's terrible, man. It's horrible. But all right.
Yo,
What's good, bro?
what up? How you doing, man?
Good, man. All right. You know, you was real about being here at 7:15, huh?
I told you. Hey, I don't make appointments I can't keep.
Oh man. You know, so your teammate in here, man. I'm just letting you know. I'm sure you see him. So
He can raise his hand. He can raise his hand and ask a question just like everybody else.
All right, so look, so Trey, I see you in here. Look. I mean, your OG said that you know what you ain't. You know, your veteran said that you gotta wait. So since you just a member of the audience like everybody else, this how it's gonna work. We doing one question at a time. And one question at a time. Ain't no 2-part questions. Ain't none of that. That's you know, chop it up. If you was in the first bases, it was fun. It lasted about an hour, 30 minutes, so on and so forth, whatever it was. But, you know, we want to get more people up here that want to speak and that, you know, love the team, love the city, you know, and want to talk about what's going on and what's forward, which, you know, we want to be a less stressful season, Mr. Larry Nance.
Oh, for sure. I'm with that.
Oh,
I'm with that.
yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Of course, I'm joking with Trey. If you want, I don't know how to send the invitation or whatever, but you know, if you want to invite him up here, I guess I'll deal with him for a little bit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to run into him until summer league. My man's on a world tour right now, but you know.
Yeah. So, all right. Look. So we gonna get into it. Before we do that, I got a problem
With me.
And yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
We got smoke already.
Yeah. I got a problem, and it actually pertains to your teammate, and it's your fault.
Oh no.
I want you to scroll up to the top of the screen. You scroll up, you're gonna see a picture.
Oh no, I see it.
Okay. Now the picture has one of your other teammates, Dyson Daniels' face with an orange wig and female enhancements. I want to know. I thought I was gonna ask you exactly who created that. I don't really want to know. But my problem is that, as far as I'm concerned, it's the reason that Real Stroker was put on my timeline. This picture is terrible. Picture's horrible.
Whoa.
And Dice Spice is terrible.
Whoa.
But it's the reason that your teammate decided he was gonna come up with a nickname. Real Stroker. It's unbelievable. It's crazy, but it's your fault. You gotta take accountability.
Okay. So let me squash this. I'll squash this right now.
Okay.
I'll claim Dice Spice. That was me.
Why?
Because they're rookies.
Why?
Because they're rookies. Yes, because he's a rookie. Dice Spice. We had Dice Spice and EJ. We had don't let
you ain't got to do it.
I mean, I'm not.
About it. We don't need to know no more nicknames.
I'm not gonna let you do it. But look, I'm just letting you know we had nicknames from both. I'll give you a few. We had Cardi E. That was EJ. We had. I'm trying to think. We had Nick E. Minaj. We had EJ. Oh, we had a lot. But that's what you got to do. You got to embarrass the rookies. Oh,
Nick E. Minaj is crazy.
Anything with an E. I mean, we had EJ the Stallion.
How about this? And then we're gonna start the show.
Hold on. Can we let Trey talk? He is just emphasizing and texting me and emphasizing his text and emphasizing.
I got
him. Oh my God, this.
Trey.
Dang, y'all, hold up, bro. Hold up.
Also, I had nothing to do with Real Stroker. That was NBA University. on Twitter.
Exactly. Y'all gonna talk on my name and not let me speak.
No, I had your back.
Goodness
So
gracious.
wait. So that was wait.
You
I mean,
think I
if
made
somebody
that
come
name
up
up?
with that name,
Yeah, but you claim it now.
Nah, it's over with. Because people's heads in the gutter. So what happened was there's a game we played against the Sacramento Kings, and I shot like 107% true shooting percentage. And this old man quoted the tweet and said hashtag real stroker. I thought it was funny, and so I posted it on my Instagram. People ran with it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run for it for a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to kill this because y'all heads are in the gutters right now, and I'm letting you know right now. We're talking about basketball.
but Trey,
Stop it.
brother,
You knew what you were doing.
in no pretense, in no world is real stroker. You couldn't even market that if you wanted to. There's no way to make it work.
No.
All right. Last thing, Larry, about this whole dice fight situation, and we're gonna move forward with people up here. You was in Cleveland. You had two teammates that had separate names, but when together they were sex.
Oh yeah.
You said no, and you also said no to Pooh Dicey.
Yes.
But Dice Spice is okay.
No, because Pooh Dicey is not embarrassing enough. They're rookies. You got to give them like bottom of the barrel. Like we gave, like you know how rookies wear the pink backpacks and all. You gotta really let them know. You gotta really initiate them to the league.
All right.
But okay, I also want to say I had nothing to do with Sexland in Cleveland. That was not me.
No, you didn't. I just know you didn't. I just remember you saying no. Like that.
That ain't it.
All right. Well, hold on, man. Let's get some people up here. Yo, man, one at a time. Please, let's do one question. Let's get through the questions so we can, as quickly as possible, so we can, get these brothers out here and whoever else is nice enough to join us. We're gonna start with Rocky. Shout out to Rocky.
Shout out Rocky.
Doing great work with the spaces day to day. Showing us love with Lauren and Charles and everybody, man, keeping us going. For a super long and stressful season. Rocky, go ahead.
What's up, Chris, man? How you doing, Larry? And what's up, Trey? I got one question for both of y'all. What do y'all think is the biggest need on the team right now?
How you want to, Murph? You want to go first?
You the old man. You go first.
If I'm the old man, I'll pick who goes first. You.
Need on the team. I mean, at the end of the day, shooting is always going to be king. Like more shooters, more spacing on the court. That's always going to be great. We got three guys that can really create for themselves at a really high level, and so giving them space is just going to make our offense that more potent. And rim protection is always a good thing as well in the NBA. If you're able to stop people at the basket and hit a lot of threes, most of the time you're going to win the game. So that's what I would say, would be nice to have on a team. Is it necessarily a need? Probably closer to the need side, but at the end of the day, we have enough pieces to win and be a very good team.
So I'll go a little different. I actually disagree to an extent on. I think the whole rim protection thing is a bit blown out of proportion. Personally, just because like the way I see it is like using for an example, like for me, right? I think in my career, like this past year or whatever it was, I shot like 50% from corner threes on like 0.1 attempts a game. Right. So like our people like shoot a high percentage at our rim, but don't get to our rim very often. So it's a misleading stat in that sense. And that's how I view it. So rim protection is a little bit lesser on the total pole of needs and wants, in my opinion. But I would say, just like Trey, shooting is king in the NBA, especially when you have players like Z and BI and CJ that create so much gravity on the court. The whole, when they have the ball, when Zion has the ball and Brandon have the ball, every single person on the court, all other 9 people are staring at them, right? So when you can space the court, when Trey is out there, that's one less person that can be attentive to that ball, right? Where we've all seen Z and Bi get even a little bit of an advantage. It's taken, right? So shooting is going to be king, obviously, just like Trey said. But again, just like we all know, my second need is going to be health. We were beating the same drum over and over again, but it's just the reality of the situation. We stay healthy, we beat everybody's favorite team. So, I'd say shooting and health. If we can somehow find a way to, keep more guys healthy this year. I know I'm saying the obvious, but that's the biggest thing for me.
I appreciate that from both of y'all. And Trey, just a little word up. I ain't telling nobody your nickname, your middle name. All right, Chris, I'm out.
What
Love
you mean?
y'all.
What you
Y'all
mean?
be
What you
cool.
mean? You mean if you want me to do it, try. I'll do it.
Hey! This is the beginning of the spaces. You don't want me to leave already.
My bad.
I ain't gonna say I ain't even gonna throw you out there like that. You know it's mad love. Y'all be good. I appreciate y'all for pulling up tonight. Thanks, Chris, man, and shout out to Boot Crew.
Respect. Appreciate you, Rock.
Appreciate you.
All right, hold on. Let me get Everett up here. Remember, y'all, one question. We're gonna do like no 2-part questions. We got a lot of requests, so we want to get through as many of them as possible here. I'm gonna get Everett up here next. Everett, as soon as the mic loads up, go ahead, bro.
Yo, what up? Appreciate that, Chris. What's going on, Larry? What's going on, Trey? Hey, man. First of all, with them names that y'all just came up with, I'm so happy we didn't draft Grady on this team as y'all rookie. It would have been wild. The whole.
No question.
No, you're right.
Yeah, but my question is for both of y'all is, how much input do y'all get when it comes to the schemes that y'all run defensively and or offensively? Because y'all both been playing basketball for years, and if y'all, what would y'all implement if you could?
I'll take this one first. So I think as a whole in the NBA, the older and more experienced you get, the more say you'll have in certain situations, right? Like, for me this year, I got asked a whole lot about defensive schemes and scheming and how I'd like to play certain pick and rolls. Because with me, we switch. I'm in drop coverage. I'm in hedge coverage. Like, I'm all over the place. So I get a lot of say in that. Whereas a younger guy doesn't necessarily. Coaches don't often lean on them for advice in that realm. But AKA Trey, right? So I'm answering his question a little bit for him, but he'll have more say this year, obviously, because he's established himself as a key cog in our team. Go ahead, Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like for me, the way my mindset is that I'm just gonna do my job, and whatever they want me to do, I'm gonna just try to do that to the best of my ability. Because at the end of the day, like I'm just trying to win, and I'm not trying to, mess up the team's flow. Like everything that I feel like everything that I do isn't out of team flow, isn't out of selfish wants or anything like that. Like at the end of the day, like I know me shooting the ball is good for the team, and so that's why I try to be very, very aggressive. Like the last 2 months of the season, it was an emphasis in my mind to get up 10 threes a game because we had to get up more threes, and I felt like me being the best 3-point shooter, I need to get up threes, and so that's what my mindset was. It's not my job to put in offensive plays or tell them they need to run this, that, and the third. I'm just gonna do what I'm told, and I'm just gonna do my job to the best of my ability.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, Everett. I'm curious from a kind of leading or adding to the question that Everett asked for both of you guys. Like, do you like the beginning of the year, for example, Larry? Like you mentioned earlier in the spaces that you shot 50% like on corner threes. right? And it feels like in the beginning of the year you shot more threes than say towards the end, where whether it was from health or just how the team looked due to who was available or your own injuries that you were going through. It felt like that volume started to stop, and maybe some of the production. When you're in the off season right now, like, how, you mentioned shooting is a big part of what you would like to see added. What are you doing, I would say, from your at your particular position in the team it doesn't have or could use maybe more shooting at that position? What are you doing, I guess, right now, I guess, to continue to add and be more of a threat there? I mean, the entire season from a shooting perspective.
So for me, like where I'm at right now, I'm in body mode for me, right? Like I'm this is going into my 9th year, so right now I'm working on my body, right? Working on, and that's why I mentioned that health earlier. I'm doing yoga, right, 5 times a week. I'm working out, I'm rehabbing with PTs, or not rehab, but I'm working with PTs. I'm strengthening my legs, my knees, everything that I need to. I'm building that foundation so that when I get to the court, I can stay on the court, right? So for me, right now is body work, and then later in the summer, to take you through a little bit of what I'm more focused on going into this year. I'll probably come in this year a little bit more down in weight. Like last year, I played 250, so we didn't have to double in the post. This year, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit to where I'll probably get down to around 240, and now I become more of a guard in terms of defensively. So we'll do a whole lot more switching with me in the game, and I'll be more fast twitch and stuff like that. But for me, it's gonna, like, volume shooting. It's repetition. Again, I mean, Trey's seen my workouts at the gym. I get enough threes and shoot enough threes to warrant me taking those shots. But this year especially, I had a few things that I couldn't keep shooting. I had my shoulder stuff. I had other things that we kept out of the public eye that were nagging me a little bit. So this year will be more emphasis going forward, especially now that we've put such an emphasis on shooting. It's at a premium. I will fill my fair share of that void. That's for sure.
All right. Okay, I got Charles up here. Charles, what up, bro?
Yo, what's up, Chris? What's up, Trey? What's up, Larry? How y'all doing? Good. So this question is for Larry, and it's kind of a follow-up. I was going to ask anyway, but I'm glad you kind of mentioned it. It seemed kind of fairly obvious that you were dealing with some things kind of as the season wore on. And I think for me as a fan, it was really frustrating to see how well you worked in support of Jonas, but kind of going into the season, it was a little unsure, what's going to happen. You kind of want vets to be able to play at a certain pace and not have to, go so hard the entire season. And in regards, I just want to hear from your perspective, with Willie and Jackson kind of backing you up, kind of what the season was like, obviously the injury to Zion, but like there was a little bit of, I won't say, there just wasn't a lot of trust, it seemed like, from the front office or the coaching staff in regards to who was going to be a part of that cadre, kind of up front. It was really just you and Jonas, with Zion being down. And even with Zion being back, there's still an area of opportunity in terms, of supporting what you do, because it's kind of unique in the front court in terms of, the defense and everything like that. So kind of just from your perspective, like how you kind of saw the season, the support you had, and kind of what that looked like from your point of view. Because from my point of view as a fan, it was very frustrating to realize behind you that there wasn't a whole lot of reliability in terms of like actually playing and getting on the court.
No, I mean, that's a good one. For me as a player, right? I can only focus on what's laid out in front of me. And what was laid out in front of me was, these 25 minutes that I knew I was getting every night. And I knew I was going to be required to, defensively, I bring a whole new thing to our team, especially with Z on the court. That's really when I was best in terms of covering up a lot of weaknesses that others may have had. But I think that's fair. I mean, look, Jax deserves minutes in an animated team. Billy, or we call him Billy, Willie Hernan-Gomez deserves minutes. These guys work hard, they play hard, and I see it every day. Trey sees it every day. But it comes down to what, if I get put in the game, I'm not gonna ask to come out. Unless something happens, but like, I'm not gonna ask for my minutes to be reduced or anything like that, or JV's minutes to be reduced or anything like that. Like, I think if you look at it going forward, if we're healthy, Zion, Valanciunas, and myself as a 3-big rotation is really formidable. And I think we fill a lot of different holes.
That's a good word, Larry.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Really formidable, but like, I hear what you were trying to say. And again, these guys do deserve minutes, and they're very good. Jax, we saw in the Oklahoma City game, these guys are really, really good basketball players. It's just, what does your coach want on the court? And he just had faith in his older, more experienced guys, and I do think whether it be here or somewhere else, whatever it may be, those guys, Jax, Billy, those guys will work themselves into rotation at some point. I just, my job is to worry about the only thing I can control.
Appreciate that, Charles. Trey, I'm very curious in some of the staff changes that have been made, specifically with adding Borrego. And Larry, at some point, if you want to pitch in as well, I'm very curious from your perspective, Trey. Have you had an opportunity to speak with Borrego yet? But outside of that, what are your observations about his offense and how it's going to benefit you / the team? What are you excited about?
So when I was down in New Orleans last week, me and Borrego, we talked after one of my workouts, and we had a really, really good conversation, very informative. And I just, I'm really excited to, see what he has to offer for us offensively. And I know he's going to put us in a lot of different places to, really succeed. And I can vividly remember my rookie year when we played against Charlotte at home. Just a testament to their offense and how potent it could get. They had like 124 points or so with at the 4-minute mark, and they ended the game with 144 points. And I'm just like, how do you score 20 points in 4 minutes? And like, we're trying. I remember vividly because I had 9 rebounds and I was trying to get my 10th rebound. And I'm standing under the basket, like, please let one of these come off, and all of them just open shots. Like, and he has a lot of quick triggers. He has a lot of different stuff that he gets to, and I'm really excited because I know he has a really good background, and he can make our offense, a little more potent.
All right. Fox, you up here, bro?
Yeah, hey, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead, bro.
Appreciate it. What's going on, everybody? All right, so my question is a little different from everybody else. I'm not sure if you guys could remember, but during the Dallas Mavericks game, there was the fans was treated to, how they panned into the players on the bench and stuff like that. There was a shot of Brandon Ingram. I think he was dressed out in that game. He did a little quick shimmy, and I think he took like a bite of Jose Alvarado. It coined the phrase "bite gate." I'm just curious to know if you guys were familiar with that, and What's your thoughts?
Oh, that did numbers in the group chat. That did numbers in the group chat. Yeah, we know.
I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't understand why he did it, but hey, man, that's Brandon Ingram.
Nah, him, Bi, Jose, and Najee. I swear, if I had like a media company, I'd like produce a reality TV show on them three, just them three and nobody else.
Yeah, no, they have a really special relationship.
It's unique. They keep the locker room they keep the locker room in stitches most of the time. We're laughing at them three nonstop. But no, that specific the bite, yeah, no, that went crazy in the group chat.
So I'm assuming neither of you have ever
don't
been
even
a
ask
team.
me that.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, hold on, Fox, man, appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate y'all. Thank
you. Hold on, Lau, you up here? No, he's still connected. Hold on. There you go. Lau, can you hear me?
Yep. How you going, guys?
There you go.
Sorry.
All right, bro, go ahead.
Takes a bit longer to connect down here. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate you giving us the time. Just a quick one. Obviously, I'm an Australian, and I got to meet Dyson when I was over there. I was just wanted to know if you guys could talk about, I suppose, how his rookie season went, and he started pretty strong, and then maybe lost a bit of confidence after the ankle injury later on in the season, and what you expect from him, coming forward into this next year.
So what I'll say for Dice is, I didn't have to do it, but just from being around it, I got to see D'Angelo, I got to see Lonzo, I got to see Colin Sexton, I got to see Darius Garland, and now Dyson, in terms of like young rookie guards. And so, in my opinion, that is the hardest position to play as a young guy. It's you got to do a lot of thinking at a really, really high pace, and that's not what it's faster than anything they're used to. So Dice, in my opinion, had a really good year. Like he did everything that I would have liked to see him do, including make mistakes. Like I've also been on teams where guys are scared to make mistakes and find themselves out of the league because they don't do anything. So I love that Dice made some mistakes. I love that he played and made some. Actually, I love that he made some mistakes in big moments, because now like he can play in big moments. He's earned coach's trust to put him in those bigger moments, and it's especially with his size and his defensive ability and his nose for the ball. It's really promising to see. Really promising to see him like not stew too much on any mistake or a turnover or something like that. But I think Dice is gonna have a really long, successful career. The kid's made for the NBA.
Thanks, Larry.
Are y'all waiting for my input, or y'all?
Yeah. Go ahead, Trey.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I would say Dyson Daniels. He's elite for his age when it comes to defense. He's very strong, has good hands and good anticipation. Just that alone, like he's gonna have a spot. And I feel like offensively, he just has a good feel for the game, and he is able to pass the ball at a really high level. At the end of the day, I need to stop saying that. But for Dyson, experience is going to be the biggest thing. And he played in the G League, but it's always just a little different from the NBA. It took me almost until end of February to finally get it to click. So everybody's timetable is definitely different, and so Dyson, I feel like he's on pace. He's doing just fine, and he has an opportunity to
really become a cornerstone for the Pelicans and be, a future point guard of the future.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Bro. Thanks, Lyle. We got a question. Either if one of you guys want to answer. This one's from YouTube from one of our super chat followers here. This one comes from Aramis. Shout out to you, bro. Was there any disappointment in the amount of games that Brandon and Zion missed this past season? What is the temperature of the locker room when there's some sense of unpredictability about who's suiting up night to night for a game that is as much chemistry based as basketball is?
Let me get this one, Larry. Let me get this one.
Okay, I'm gonna speak on it too, for sure.
Okay. If anybody listened to my post game pressers or post game interviews after games where BI or Z didn't play, you would know every single time that I said next man up mentality, and we have more than enough to win. And injuries are part of basketball, so being mad at a player for being injured is just not like the way to think about this. And it's not like Brandon and Z are like, you know what, we don't want to play, so we're just going to stay injured. Like, they're in there early doing their treatment and doing all things necessary in order to get back on the court. And so it's like you can't be mad at them for stuff that they can't even control at the end of the day. Like, Brandon is run down the court and Dylan Brooks stops and he stubs his toe and he's out. And I'm telling you right now, turf toe is nothing to play with. I had turf toe in high school and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And that stuff hurts. And you can't really rest it because you're walking all the time. And then Zion, he's literally just running down the court and he pulls his hamstring. At the end of the day, like, that happens to anybody. Like, it can happen. So y'all, people being, upset about injuries is just like, I understand at the end of the day, you want us to win. You want everybody to be out there and be successful. You saw a piece of it in December, but it's not our timeline. It's only God's timing at the end of the day.
So what I say is so obviously with Elon's new Twitter, right? He's got this damn For You page. This, or what is like the For You where you can see everybody's thing, right? So yeah, I see. We all see the shit my bad. The stuff that's being said, right? We see it. It just, whether you want to see it or not. Now you got to go through and mute some. I've muted a bunch of people. I'm not gonna say who it was and is, but like, yeah, I'm not gonna get off my social media, but like, yeah, you see what different things are being said, right? And here's one thing, right? When I was at the end of the year, when I'm playing through, from just as me, for example, when I'm playing through injuries, right? I got a lot of things, had some things going on, had some things you guys don't know about. We all did. The negativity was very real. Now, does that bother me? Absolutely not. But something you guys got to keep in mind, and that fans in general have to keep in mind, is, okay, so I was out there playing hurt. And wasn't my early season productive self, but I was giving you everything that I possibly had and giving the team everything I possibly had. And there was frustration and negativity and all that type of stuff. So it can't be twofold, right? You guys can't play hurt and play 100%. So we can either play at because injuries, just like Trey said, injuries, we can't control it. We can rehab and strengthen. But at the end of the day, if you jump and land on somebody's foot, your ankle's going to twist. I don't care who you are. If you're running down the court and someone stops in front of you and jams up your toe, it's going to hurt. I don't care who you are. So you got to look at it then and say, okay, we either have to, like, this guy, we either want him to get right and look as amazing as Brandon Ingram did at the end of the season and just shouldered us into games that we needed to win. He won them, right? Because he waited to come back and was amazing. And we can cherish that and love that. That's what we want. Or we can have guys soldier through pain and maybe not be at 100%, but we got to deal with a little bit of drop off. Like, that's something that needs to be thought about. And I think there is no frustration at Brandon, at Zion, at CJ, at myself, at Jose, at anybody that got hurt this past year. There's frustration for them, right? Because the person isn't. There's no one that's more frustrated and angry than the person that's hurt. And it's something that, of course, I said it when I first got on. We know we got to get healthy. We know we got to stay healthy, but there's a concerted effort to do so, and that's something that needs to be thought about, right? We either want our guys to play through injury and deal with some drop off, or wait till we're back healthy and at 100%. But you can't have both, because injuries and attrition does happen.
Well said. Well said. Guys, remember, this Spaces is not recorded on Twitter. It's gonna be posted and it's live streaming right now on YouTube. So just remember that. Also, anybody else that comes up here, one question, no 2-part questions. Let's continue this and keep this going. Harrison, what's up, bro? You here?
Yeah, I'm here. I got a question for Trey. Larry, I asked you 2 questions last time. Thank you for answering them. And shout out to both of you for being in here. Trey, my question to you is, with the 3-point shot being more and more emphasized since about, I would say maybe the mid 2010s, I know you were in high school and then in college as like the modern NBA that we see today, with the 3-point shot, the pace and space, the analytics boom, so on and so forth. I guess my question to you is, did you see that's where the game was going when you were in high school and college? And did you decide to put more of an emphasis on it? Or was it already something that you were good at and prolific at as a kid, rising up kind of the ranks, and that was a part of your strength, and now you thought, oh, now my value can skyrocket in the NBA because, more and more teams are looking for more shooting, especially from, the wing position. So I guess for you, was it something you were already good at and you leaned more into it, or you decided to develop more at, kind of as the modern NBA that we see now was kind of evolving?
I've been a shooter since I was like 7 years old, so nah, not really. It wasn't something that I saw like the NBA, moving towards shooting, and I said, let me start shooting. I just been able to shoot the ball for a long time. But I will say though, when I was a junior in high school, though, that's when I really started seeing like how much shooting was coveted, and I wasn't thinking about the NBA, if I'm being honest, because when I was a junior in high school, I was like 6'3", probably like 150 pounds, something like that. So my biggest goal was getting to Division I college basketball, and once I got there, my freshman year, I was happy with what I was doing. I ended up breaking a regular season record for 3-point percentage as a freshman. And then my sophomore year, that's when I grew a little bit more. I got bigger, and I realized, NBA might be realistic. It wasn't super close, but it wasn't like a super long shot either. And so shooting was always important to me. Like I made sure I just kept my strengths, and I didn't try to, work on something else and then not work on my shooting.
Appreciate that, Harrison. Trey, for the answer as well. All right. Remember, y'all, 1 question, no 2-part questions. Jordan, little brother, go ahead, bro.
What's up, bro? What's up, Trey? Larry?
What's good?
Yo.
Hey, man. I don't really have a question. It's more of a uplifting statement. I do believe that in the playoffs, or even before the playoffs, Trey, you were averaging around 18 or 20, 21 per game. I betted against you a couple of times. You know, I like to bet on unders. But I think
Well,
it
I'm
was
glad you lost.
right. I think it was one game that I can't even remember how many threes you put up, but it was against the Clippers. You put up about 6 to 8 threes, man. That was incredible to me. But I've been watching you guys more, just following my big brother Chris. Larry, your aura, just you being a legacy, you know, you're Larry Nance. You know, a lot of
My
people.
aura.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
No, your aura. I already understand your aura helps the team already. And Trey, you're one of the young stars of the team, and I just appreciate watching the game and watching you guys get better every day. I'm a big fan of Brandon Ingram. I just want you guys to lock in more as far as defense. Trey, I know you are one of the best shooters in the game today.
Hurry up, man. Hurry up.
My bad.
That's my little brother. I can talk to him like that. Yo.
Yeah. Trey, I just, I understand that you guys have injuries on the team. That would just be a challenge for me to just lock in more defensively, and just put the team on your back, and tell Brandon Ingram make his free throws, man. I think y'all could have went further. I think y'all could have made the playoffs and went really far, even though you guys had injuries. So
don't forget CJ on the free throws now.
Yeah. CJ is a part of it as well, but you being a young star, and you guys do deal with a lot of injuries during the season. That would just be a challenge for me to more steals. Just I know it's harder said than done, but that would just be a challenge for me to man.
Challenge accepted.
So Trey, basically just get better.
No, challenge accepted. No worries.
Get better, because I got aura. I bring aura. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
I cannot believe
you bring something else to the table. We're not gonna speak on that.
Hold on. What? I bring? Oh no. Hold on.
I don't want to hear aura. I don't want to hear aura in this space.
Hey, hold on. Hey, can we please get Mr. CJ McCollum in here right now? We got to get in here right now. Oh, because Trey, he heard you call him out about free throws. CJ, he heard you call him about free throws.
All right, so hold on.
I'll say it again. What?
Come on now. Come on now, C.
I'll say it again.
CJ, if you in here, brother, request to speak. I'm gonna get you up here, dog.
He don't know how to work spaces.
He's old. He's old.
Y'all the same age.
Respectfully.
Don't disrespect me like that.
All right, Kai.
I'm gonna go on mute.
Kai, you
don't disrespect me like that.
Or you want to wait? You want to wait till CJ get up here?
I want to wait.
Oh, that sounded like he's got a vendetta. Kick him out. Kick him out. He's got something he needs to say. Kick him out. No, I'm not.
Man.
Keep him.
Time out, man. Hold on. Let's get brother McCollum up here, man. Hold on.
Come on, C. There he is.
Yeah, I'm here. Let the guy that got the question speak, please.
All right.
Free smoke.
Why? Hey, CJ came over like a gangster, man.
You must not know where I'm from. Please speak. Please speak.
Now, Kai, I respect, brother. Go ahead.
First of all, why y'all think I'm gonna jump off the porch and say something crazy, bro? Come on, have a little bit more respect for me. First of all, what's up, CJ? What's up, Larry? What's up, Trey? Now, my question for CJ is this. All right, so coming into the season last year, your whole thing was, all right, I got to be this third guy. And then the Utah game happened, right? You only play so many games with Zion and Ingram. Then bang, Ingram get hit in the face. So now it's just you and Zion. So bang, you got to move back up to the 2 guy. Something you was comfortable with on Portland. Then bang, hamstring go out. So now you got to go back to the number 1 dude, right? So you carrying all this load and stuff. And it looked like you kind of got worn down, but you still, you pushed through it. So toward the end of the season, y'all had to have that little team meeting, right? When y'all had that team meeting and it came out that y'all talked about things that y'all need to get better at and straighten up on, then those things that was reported, I don't know if this is true, those things that were reported that y'all talked about that y'all need to get better at, going forward was some of the things that came back and
cost y'all against OKC. One of those things was like, okay, let's get Jonas the ball on mismatches. One of those things was like, wait, we got to pay attention to rebounding, little detail stuff. What did you learn about yourself as a leader that's going to make you go, okay, I might have talked to him wrong right there, or I might have didn't tell him right there. So when you come back into this season, where you going to go, all right, man, you know, I'm really going to take this step back and I'm going to open it up some more so that, say, a Trey can get more shots, so that Zion can lead more, so that Ingram can set lead more? Or is it hard for you as a player that you are, you know, you average 20 points in this league a couple of years straight? Is that going to be hard for you to turn that off?
More than a couple, but to correct you,
Put some
I think
respect on my name.
great years if we're being accurate. But I think you're right about a lot of things. We all got to be better. I got to be better individually, and it was a difficult year for all of us. Injuries aside, I think the roles and what was asked of us shifted a lot throughout the season. For instance, right, Trey had a great year, but no one remembers when we traded for Josh Richardson. Trey was coming off the bench. I think people are quick to forget about the depths that we go through and the peaks and valleys of a season because it's so long and there's so many different things that happen. I think sometimes we have short-term memory as players and as fans, and we got to realize that we lost that OKC game before the OKC game even started. Like, we had a lot of issues that we battled from injury standpoint to rotations continuing to shift. And then if we're just being honest, if I play better, we win that game, right? Like, just being honest, injuries aside, if I play better, we win that game. But I don't think that game was indicative of our season because our season was so different from the start of it to just BI being out to BI and Zion being out to everything that we went through. I think it was a really good learning experience. For one, Larry played hurt. A lot of guys played through injuries that people don't know about, and guys end up getting surgery when the year ended. But I think all those things affected us, not just on the court, but our practices. Like, I don't know if Larry and him spoke to that, but you can't practice when half your team is injured. Like, you just can't do it, right? And then you play so many games, I think it changes the lineups and stuff like that. But I think Larry and Trey can speak to this more than me. I'm not going to talk about myself, but I just want to win at the end of the day. Like, I don't care about all that other stuff. I've made a lot of money. I've hit a lot of big shots. I've missed a lot of big shots. I've had a solid career, and I just want to win. No one really remembers anything else besides winning, and I'll do whatever it takes to win. I mean, if you look at the game after our meeting, right? I think we ended up losing to the Houston Rockets shortly after that, which was a bad loss. But we played a solid game. It was just a bad loss because of who we were playing against, what was at stake, what their record was throughout the year. But I think we started playing the right type of basketball. It just, when you go through a long year like that and you meet a team that's got a player like Gilgeous-Alexander and they get hot at the right moment, sometimes it's just not much you can do about it. If you're not playing your A game, you're going to lose. I think that's what happened.
Appreciate that, CJ. See, that was great, bro. We did it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, can I just say one thing?
No, man. We got to keep it moving.
Let me just say it. CJ, Trey, Larry, I ain't gonna ever slander y'all no more. Because y'all was real enough to come in here and answer these questions. Unlike somebody, David Griffith.
Get his ass out of here.
I want to know about that
Get him gone.
No.
Get him gone.
I just want to say something real quick.
Get him gone.
You can slander me as often as you see fit. It's not going to change my mentality, my approach. Like, I understand what comes with being in the NBA. Like, there's good games, there's bad games.
CJ, I already spoke to this.
Like, I'm a Browns fan.
CJ, I already spoke to this.
Like,
CJ got on. Trey. CJ got on Spaces. Got asked one question and starts going, "I've made a lot of money and I've averaged 20 points per game for this many years." God, bro, we're just trying to engage and answer some questions and have fun. CJ's up here flexing on folks. There's no need for that.
He said a couple. Hold on. He said a couple. I just corrected him. More than a couple.
Let's lighten the mood a little bit. I want y'all to look up. There's a costume up there. Y'all can make y'all own. I want y'all to all give y'all opinion on this costume. That's for my dog Donna. She wants to know if she should bring that costume back. It's at the top of the screen. Larry, Trey, CJ, any of y'all that want to partake? What y'all think about the costume?
I mean, short answer, no.
No. Well, what you don't like about it?
Let me look at it again.
Is it the wings?
That don't even
No,
like
no, no.
Pelican.
It's the eye holes.
It like Pennywise.
That's
dude. It's the eye holes. Look, I don't want to crush somebody's
if they
dreams
like
or
it,
whatnot.
I love
but,
it. She tried though. She tried.
I know. I just don't like the eye
That's
holes.
scary. That thing
Yeah.
looks scary.
Like
Trey, where you at right now?
I have a 2-year-old, and I
Miami.
don't
Why
know
you
if I
trying?
would
Hold
really.
up, bro. Why you trying to make me drop my location right now? What's up with you?
I'm just curious where you was at, bro. I don't want no problems, man.
I'm in
See that
Florida.
your
How
shirt
about
off.
that?
He's
See
in
that your
Florida.
shirt off
Wow, I
looking
thought you were in
wild.
Italy.
What?
Oh man.
Oh, so you're one of those people.
Oh,
You're the people
man.
Drake was talking about that takes pictures and post them later, look like they still on the go.
Bro was
I got
working
it.
out with his shirt off today. Looked like he gained a few pounds.
Well, he's
What is
a
happening? What is
little
happening?
little thirst trap.
214. 214. Yep. 214.
214. I see you. I see you, big fella.
214.
I
214.
see you,
Yep.
big fella. Okay. You break that 215, and now we're talking.
I'm gonna get to 220. I'm gonna get to 220 before training camp. So
Hey, if you get 220, Shangoon might not put you in the rim.
He gonna have 10 items.
Wow.
Hey Larry, when you talked about that corner three, you talking about the corner threes. All I thought about was that game where
In Brooklyn,
Brooklyn.
or against Brooklyn, where I hit the top of the backboard.
Hey, I didn't see you shoot it. All I saw was the ball hit the backboard. I said, "Damn, who was that?"
Bro, yeah. That's see, look, you guys want me shooting more threes. I couldn't lift my right shoulder over my head. That's
Hey,
just
Larry,
that's what you got.
We didn't come to spaces to make excuses, Larry. We came to spaces to.
Sorry,
to
hold on.
Let
Let me get on CJ's level. I have made a ton of money. You guys can't tell me shit. I have averaged 20 a lot.
I can't say none of this to y'all, so y'all say whatever to me. So
I'm the president of the NBPA. I'm the man.
Larry, ain't nobody ever said any of those things. You're sick, man. You're a sick man, dog. All I want to know is.
Oh no.
Next question. All right, can we move forward?
Sorry. Well, you're getting a dose of what the locker room looks like. I'm
CJ
sorry.
started this. This is CJ's fault.
It is.
Blue, you here, bro? We gotta keep moving now. Now that we got more people, man, we need shorter questions. We got Larry, we got Trey, we got CJ up here. Yeah, one question, no 2-part questions. Let's keep it going so we can get more people up here, bro. Go ahead.
I got you. I'm Rodney Blue. I'm the number one, if not the only one, Pelicans fan in Dallas, Texas. I come from a music and culture media background, so I'm slowly trying to transition to basketball media. So my question for all three of y'all is about the media. There was a number of reports that came out prior to the draft of like Zion and Brandon Ingram's value being engaged by management and other team owners with the possibility of a trade or a trade package being offered for a higher draft pick, specifically number 2 or 3 for the hopes of acquiring Scoot. It was later revealed that almost immediately following the lottery that the same sources who were responsible for that fake news, none of those stories were true. No offer or package for Zion or BI had been made to any team in pursuit of a lottery pick. Now, has the media always cooked up BS rumors and passed them off as facts like this? And as teammates and colleagues, how tapped in are y'all with what's real and what isn't in regards to what's happening in the front office versus what sources are saying? Like, are y'all laughing in the group chat and texting each other when the BS stories and sources are cooked up, or like y'all are not necessarily as blind to it as we are, but can fall victim for it too?
There are sources that we all know are reliable, right? There are sources that we all know are reliable, and players, right? Like, so last summer, do we all feel confident that we're not getting moved or anything like that? No. Like, some of these, especially like now or like deadline, when big names like Z or BI or like when KD was on the market or Kyrie, no one's safe, right? Like, no one's safe. You're never really safe in the NBA unless you got a no trade clause or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, you just can't help but laugh at it a little bit or be interested in it. Like, I have my Shams and Woj notifications on just like everybody else. I'm pretty sure we all do. But yeah, I mean, there are certain things I read on Twitter and I'll look at and be like, that is the most outrageous trade idea I've ever heard. Or like, I saw something the other day that was like, the Sixers wanted Mobley and Jared Allen for Tobias Harris, and it's like if there's anybody that believes that, you've got to be out of your mind. They didn't do that. The Cavs didn't get that call. There's no way. So there are certain things that being in the league, we look at and go, that's outrageous. No way. But yeah, go ahead.
Two things. One, Larry, tell them about the trade that they had me and you in with ESPN in Philly.
Oh yeah, they had me and you going to Philly for me, you, and like
Z.
It might have been Z going to Philly for James Harden and George Niang or something. It was like
no. I'm gonna tell you, it was James Harden, PJ Tucker, and Mccollum. So they basically said I was Mccollum. I was like, yo, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
What you got in the dunk contest, and this how y'all treat me?
So he's gonna beat you in a dunk contest and take a job in the Pels? That's sick. That's crazy. That's sick.
And I would like, you know what? I see
Squadron would have gotten a hell of a player.
Second thing I'm gonna say, who changed the name of this Spaces?
All I'm gonna say is that happened as soon as CJ got in here.
Come on now. That said Kenneth Murphy when I logged in. I thought that you signed off on this. This your space.
This wasn't me.
I didn't sign off on nothing. Chris didn't even let me in when they were talking bad about me. So
nobody was talking bad about you.
Trey, you're the golden child for another 3 years before anybody will say anything bad about you. Trust me.
It's very true.
You're good. You're good for about 3 more years, boy. You in high graces right now.
Look at my profile picture right now. That's the look I'm giving you right now.
Hold on. Hey, we gotta let more people get questions in.
Sorry.
All good. Hold on, man.
Hey, Trey Murphy won the dunk contest, and they had to bring in a YouTube dunker to beat him. So,
bow, he said it.
Hey, I didn't say it. He said
it. All right, y'all. Let's see. New Orleans versus everybody. What's up? Go ahead.
Hey, y'all. Good evening. Thank you, Larry, Trey, and CJ for even joining, and thank you, Chris, for hosting. This question is for Trey. Trey, I am very, very, very high on you. I think that you're destined for greatness. Do you see yourself like we're literally watching you grow before our eyes, and we're all amazed and we're all rooting for you. But do you see yourself, if given the opportunity, do you see yourself being an all-star like sooner rather than later?
Based on what I can do, I definitely see myself being an all-star at some point in my career. A lot of that is out of your control and based off of voting and a lot of different things. But I know with my ability where I can be, and I definitely feel like all-star is not out of the realm of possibilities of things that I can accomplish in my career. Is it, my main goal? No. At the end of the day, I want to win. And with winning comes accolades. So we win, then I'm able to, achieve those things. But, could I tell you I'm going to be an all-star next year? That's not anything I could tell you. Like I just know that I'm going to play the best. I'm going to play to the best of my ability, and I'm going to compete at a high level. And whatever that brings with that, I'm gonna be happy with.
Cool beans.
Appreciate it. Yo, Snake, you up here?
Yes, sir. What's good? I'm in my
car,
car, so
Go ahead, brother.
I don't have any feedback, huh?
A little bit, but it ain't nothing crazy. Go ahead.
Okay. Just want to, say what's up to Larry, CJ, and Trey. I got a question. It's really mainly for Larry, like in the league. We always hear about like players working on their game, like over the summer on the off season. Being somebody like CJ, what are things that you like?
You breaking up, brother?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm driving. I'm sorry. I was just asking things that, being a vet, like what do you try to add to your game this late in your career? And also Larry being a vet and being like a role player, is it certain things that you want to add to your game or just try to get better?
CJ, you could go ahead and start that one off because the first question was to you.
Okay, I think for me at this point in my career, it's about conditioning, taking care of your body, like doing the little stuff first, right? So that I can, play 75 to 80 games a year. I think that's the first approach in terms of just making sure everything is right when the season ends. So just to give you like 30 seconds. So I got surgery in my hand, and then I, started rehabbing my torn labrum about 12 weeks ago. So just making sure that stuff is great, and then getting right into conditioning, and then on the court. On the court, for me, it's about like making sure like Trey, right? Like a guy who can shoot the ball really well. Like he's getting touches, making sure BI getting touches, and then having a better understanding of our offense, where guys like to exist at, right? Like guys like to play in certain spaces. So Z is, call it 5 feet in. BI is like 16 feet in, but he's shooting more threes, and then, getting him more threes on the move, creating closeouts, and then we drafted a kid that can shoot. We got a big fella that's, I think, one of the comments or a lot of comments is like, why don't we give the guy in the paint more touches? And I'm like, I got to do a better job of recognizing that and making those types of decisions for our team. So just working on the loop stuff that you don't necessarily physically have to do to better think the game, to better be able. We talked about making we win. Talk about making sure we win all the time. That doesn't mean shooting all the time. That means play calling, making sure people are in the right spots, making sure people understand what is expected of them, and then making sure that I'm consistently delivering with the right mentality and approach every night, regardless of what's going on in the game or around the game. Like I got to be steady. A better assist to turnover ratio, better on ball presence defensively. Since I'm the head of the snake, like the little stuff that people don't necessarily see, that I think makes a huge difference in success versus failure. So I think that's my mentality and approach. And then obviously shooting better from the free throw line so that I can shoot the text instead of Trey, and stuff like that. Better paint and stuff like that.
Trey with his thumbs down. For me, like you said, like I'm a little bit different than CJ. For me, I feel roles, and I think it changes. For me, my summer work and like what I do each year changes depending on the role that I have to fill. Like in Cleveland, I played with the ball in my hands a lot. Like I threw the elbow, making passes, DHOs, like played as more of almost like a facilitator. Whereas in Portland, I started at 4, and now here, like I'm playing, backup small ball 5, and so like last year I played more of a just straight catch finish, roll big defensive guy role. Whereas this year, I'm going to play more, talking to our coaches and whatnot. I'll play more through the elbow with the ball in my hands and stuff like that. So for me, what I work on varies on what our coach wants from me and what our offense dictates.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. And we winning 55 games this year. No cap.
Health matters, my friend. Health matters.
I got a question here. Shout out to Five. I'm curious, CJ. I asked Trey, and I don't remember if Larry spoke on it, but CJ, I'm really curious about your impressions and observations on adding a guy like James Borrego, just simply from how you think some of his principles and philosophies are. Like, what are your early thoughts, and how do you think? I mean, it's different ways that it can affect the team, but how do you think personally as an individual? Like, what do you think his style of offense is going to do for you? Some of the angle pick and rolls, just some of the things and the actions that he has kind of made a name for, for himself as a coach in the league.
I've been in New Orleans all summer, so I've seen James a lot at the facility and just been able to have some conversations with him. I'm gonna get a meal with him in Vegas during summer league. But I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is, and he's a basketball junkie, obviously, but he's an offensive wizard in terms of his thought process. How he sees the game, the counters that he has, how he's used some of the guys that he's coached historically. You look at Terry, you look at Devontae Graham. I think Devontae was 6 man of the year that year, or a candidate at least. One of the years Borrego coached him. James joked. James basically joked saying that Tay should give him his home out here because he called so many plays for him. But I think in terms of what it'll unlock, I think Larry talked about having the ball more. Obviously, there's a point Zion out there. BI is great decision maker, playmaker, and pick and roll. So being able to get off the ball more is something that I would imagine probably happens where I'm second side or not always in front of the offense. I would imagine there's more off ball movement that will probably add to our arsenal, kind of similar to some of the ways I was used in Portland, where I would initiate some offense, Dame get off the ball some, I'd be off the ball as the secondary scoring option or just secondary playmaker in general, or as, I don't know what the word is after secondary, third dairy, fourth dairy, whatever you want to say. But I think he'll be great at counters, movement pattern, offense, and obviously pick and roll. I don't think we ran a lot of pick and roll until had some injuries to our lineup, but I think he'll do a great job of adding some versatility to offense based on what I've seen and having guarded Charlotte in the past. I think we can expect Trey to get some more movement-based threes, and then if the young fella gets some tick, he'll get some more movement-based threes, and then obviously myself will get some more movement-based threes as well.
For sure. I'm gonna move it over here to a Rolo. Rolo, you here, bro?
Yeah, what's good? What's good?
Go
Man,
ahead, dog.
appreciate you for having me up. What's up, to CJ, Larry, and Trey Murphy for sure. CJ, I used to watch you all the time with Portland, with Melo. I'm a big Melo fan, so I watched all your time over there in Portland. So I remember how the offense was run. I remember with having Terry over there and the guys and the rosters that was built around y'all, and how they utilized you in that offense as well. That always works for the Pelicans. I think they needed something like that. They needed a vet. I'm from here for sure, from Lake Charles or whatever, but I'm in Louisiana. I'm watching LSU right now. So I just want to say we appreciate having that over here, but trying to see what that's going to look like on the Pelicans is going to be amazing, especially after coming off the years that we've been having with injuries, and especially with when the 1A and 1B options go down. I want to see what you would be more so like in that third type of role, like far as shooting wise, always having to be the 2-man. I wonder what it's like to be the 3-man. How would you operate off of that, from being in your career where you was kind of either the 1A, 1B option or 1-2, like you saying with Dame. At the same token, I was just wondering how that option is for you. Of course, with Trey Murphy, and for sure, Trey, man, I always been super big on you and Herb Jones since like they drafted you guys. I was just wondering, far as like having Herb Jones and his ascension and your ascension at the same rate, where do you think Herb can even be offensively? I think a lot of people look at Herb as a defensive type of player, but I know you guys kind of look like y'all hang out or y'all know each other well, just about the way y'all chemistry is. I was just wondering, what do you think his ascension can possibly be, even on the offensive end, which could possibly add something more to this team that we could possibly see grow into? And Larry, just appreciate your role. We're gonna need that versatile big man on defense for sure. I love JV, but I think on defense, that's your lane and calling card for that. But I always on these spaces, so I appreciate you, Chris. That's what my questions to all of them were. But appreciate y'all for being up here as well.
Larry, you
I got one thing. I didn't necessarily hear the question. What was the question for me?
Bro, are you in a submarine right now?
Larry, it's not you talking underwater, brother. It's not you talking underwater.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you ain't playing in the toilet.
No, I'm sorry. I had my little headphones on. I'm playing video games with my little brother. Well, I didn't necessarily. What was my question? I heard. I didn't necessarily hear a question. I appreciate you.
See, well, CJ.
CJ got a question.
You want to ask yours?
I think he's asking me about my role historically, and I think the interesting part is that we played 10 games together with Z, Vi, myself in the lineup together. So it's not a great sample size, but I think when we were playing historically, we were able to figure things out. Obviously, being able to initiate the offense, being able to let the other guys themselves, I think, is extremely important. And that's my role. My job is to make sure that BI and Z are the best versions of themselves out there and are able to deliver each night and be effective and be efficient have the ball in their hands and make decisions. And when they empower me to take a shot or make a shot, I do that, and I will continue to do that for them. So I can play any role. I think that's what's unique about my skill set, my ability to be on the ball and off the ball, and to be able to catch and shoot, to be able to catch and make a play, or to just chill and let those guys do what they do. So I think I have a unique skill set that is built for a lot of different roles, and a lot of different opportunities come from different roles that I played historically.
Trey, do you remember your question? I believe it was Herb Jones based. About I think offensive improvements are just a added step that he can take going into next season. I believe it was something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, we just looking back at Herb Jones's journey. In all honesty, going back to summer league, he won't even look at the rim, won't even shoot the ball, and now he's in the game and he's like, if I'm open, I'm shooting this like with confidence. And I'm just like, see, that's just the way you have to. That's the way you have to look at it when it comes to shooting, because I would say almost 75% of shooting is really just confidence. There's a lot of people who can't shoot, but they're confident, so the ball goes in the basket. It just is what it is. And so, like, his confidence is just, growing a lot. And once he gets more confident, shooting the ball, he's just going to be that more of a lethal weapon. And, he gets to the rim very well, and he finishes at a high level. So, Herb has a really high ceiling when it comes to what he could potentially do offensively, because, he has, room to grow in that area.
For sure. I'm Dotson, you up here?
Yeah, I'm with Chris.
Okay. All right, y'all. Remember, y'all. One question, no 2-part questions. Let's keep it moving. Dotson, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, first shout out Chris for you doing this, and to the guys saying thanks for y'all actually just doing this with the fans. I've been a fan since day one. I've covered y'all for now 5 years. I covered the team for 5 years. This question is more, do y'all see how this is special? Like, this is a small market thing. Chris is doing great things here, and you just can't do it in big markets. And do y'all appreciate the fact that you can do things like this in a small market and touch base with the fans and really have that connection instead of going the whole third degree through the media?
Yeah, you can hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's kind of why I like doing things like this. And obviously, it's awesome that Trey and CJ are here as well. But like, that's, you guys, you guys never get the chance to like interact with us, right? All you get is secondhand, you get secondhand, you get stories and get to see what the Pels post and that type of stuff. But it is important to like let you guys in on, let you guys in on, what we're thinking, what we're doing, like update you on the off season, like let you ask a question or two, like something that I know when I was, I can't necessarily say I'm a fan of a team now, can I? But like when I was a fan growing up, like I would have loved to ask, some of my favorite players on my favorite team, a question, or even just, get to hang out for a little bit. So yeah, no, this is important. And obviously, Chris has done, Chris is who I reached out to, set all this up, and he's been awesome with it. And, hopefully this is something that we can continue to do and keep interacting with you guys, and hopefully get some more guys on here. But it's just cool to be able to, give you guys, firsthand opinions of ours, and let you hear from the players that you put so much time and effort into cheering for. So we appreciate you guys, and this is just just a little way we can say thank you and engage with you guys. It's fun. I actually really enjoy it.
You really come off as a really nice guy, Larry.
No, I do a great job of coming off as like a really nice, genuine guy until you're in the locker room with me.
That was beautiful.
All right, man. We gonna move it to Grub. Grub, you here, bro?
Yeah. Guys, thanks, for doing this. And Chris, of course, for hosting. I guess my question is, particularly for Larry and CJ as the veterans in this, and you've seen, coaching staffs develop. You've been part of coaching staffs that were younger, CJ, not really till the end of your career, in this part of your career. You had the same coach for a long time. But as you've watched this Pelican staff kind of go through its change over this offseason with the new additions coming in and watching Willie now going into year 3 and having seen what you've seen, from different types of coaches, what are you excited about in seeing his development and in his growth and adaptation to coaching this team?
I'll take this one to start, but for me, obviously, like you said, CJ has had a kind of mainstay of Terry Stotts for a long time, and that's awesome. That's kind of the gold standard in the NBA is finding someone that can last a long time in the job. But for me, Willie is my 8th head coach in going into my 9th year. So for me, I've gotten to see a lot, rather fortunately or unfortunately, right? It's just a matter of the business. I got to see 5 in Cleveland, but it's I think Willie. It's funny you talk about potential as players. Like Willie's potential as a coach is fun to watch as well, and his growth as a coach is fun to watch as well because he was one of us. You know what I mean? Like he was a player, so he's gotten to see some of the things that makes guys frustrated from their head coach and tries to stay away from it. And he takes what we say and tries to use it and hears us out on some of the things that we may suggest, which is at least in my experience, not that common of NBA head coaches. So I've thoroughly enjoyed working with Willie and his staff, and it's cool to see him getting a chance to put implement some of his people in different roles now. So I think it's a bright future for not just the players, but the head coaching position of the Pels as well.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I thought I had somebody up here, but I don't know where they went. Hold on, give me a second. Where you go? Nah, forget it. Jacob, you up here?
Yeah, man. What's up?
All right, bro. Go ahead.
I just want to know if y'all like Dallas or Atlanta better.
No, we're not doing this.
What do you mean by
we're not doing this? We're not doing this. We already took you guys. We already let you guys hear a little bit. We already let you guys hear a little bit of the group chat once. We're not doing it again. No.
Larry, which city you like better?
I like Cleveland.
Boo! That wasn't.
I like Cleveland.
Boo. That wasn't an option.
Or Atlanta.
I like Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, CJ, Trey, y'all seem like y'all want to answer.
You guys can go ahead and answer if you want. Have at it.
I like New Orleans.
That was a good answer. Media
Like
training. Fan off. I love to see it, brother.
Like that one right there.
I think both cities have great room service. That's crazy.
Oh, the cookies in Atlanta are very good from room service. I will say that.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah, can we spice it? Let's
wait. You said the cookies in Atlanta. Wait, what do you mean by the cookies in Atlanta are delicious?
The cookies, the wings.
What do you mean? What do you mean the cookies in Atlanta are delicious? What's that? What do you mean by that?
Hey, Chris. Next question. Can we spice this up a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit, Trey. You ask some questions.
Oh no.
I ask some questions.
Yeah. Go ahead, ask a question.
Oh man, I'm trying. Now you put me on the spot. You might have to tell somebody else to ask questions so I can think about mine.
I mean, you said spice it up. You know what? I got the perfect person. To bring up here for that. Hold on, Ryan. Go ahead.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? I just I wanted to know about the whole asshole situation on the team, and I really just wanted to know what's the perfect.
Wait. What?
Well, hold on.
Look, we asked for spicy, and now we're talking about assholes. I'm good on that.
Yo, relax. It's Pride Month. Relax. I'm chilling. All right. Hold on. But I just want to know what's the balance between like being an asshole on a team and not being an asshole on a team, and who can be bad on a team, and how many I guess, jerks can you have on a team, and how many do you need on a team?
Go ahead, Trey.
Let CJ speak first. Let CJ speak
Okay.
first.
I want to hear what y'all got to say. I'm eating right now.
You're number one. You're number one, so you probably need to speak
CJ's
first.
number one. We confirm that.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Are you being
Yeah,
serious?
you're number one.
Yeah, we can.
So why should I speak to this if y'all talking about me? Y'all should speak to me.
Okay, so for example, me and Trey have been on the spaces for an hour plus now, and have we mentioned our net worth or our point per game? No, we have not. CJ's first question he took his first question and said, "Yeah, I'm rich as shit, and I've scored a lot of points." So there's my answer.
Larry, that is crazy.
Well, he ain't really say it like that, but I get.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's
Like,
what
how many times have we had Trey didn't do that?
Larry, well, Trey can't do it yet, but he
See,
will be
look,
able to do it real
look.
soon.
Here he goes.
For being honest.
All right, hold on, y'all. I got another super chat question, and then I'm gonna move it to James. This one is from Hoodie. It says, "What are you guys' thoughts on EJ Liddell and Jordan Hawkins?" I think this is the first time we actually even talked about Jordan Hawkins today. So yeah, it's actually a good question.
Larry's number 2 on the asshole list, so he should.
I'll answer it, no problem. I think EJ. I'm excited. I was texting with EJ earlier today. I'm excited for EJ in summer league. I think he's got a real chance to be in a position to play the position that's becoming more and more important in meaningful games, right? Like you see on every team, there's kind of like Memphis is Brandon Clark. Boston had Grant Williams and a little bit of Al Horford play that role. Like obviously, like I play that role for us, like the backup kind of small ball big guards 1 through 5 and does does a little bit of like, plays, play that position. And he's got a real chance to be a player at that position. And I'm just, I'm excited for him because his rehab's going great. And, he's looking more and more fit and I think he's going to have a great summer league. So I'm super optimistic on EJ. But, obviously you guys saw my reaction on draft night when we drafted Jordan. Shooting is at a premium in the NBA, but I haven't been in the gym with him yet. I think CJ has. So go ahead, big fella.
That was beautiful. EJ looks great, by the way. I don't know who it was, Jose. Somebody said he finally looked like a basketball player instead of a football player. Of his body, how he's moving, shooting the ball well. I catch him in the gym on the weekends late at night. Like he's really putting his time in and happy to be able to move around again. He's a guy that doesn't take the game for granted. So I'm excited to see his growth, like Larry said before. The Jordan kid, movement shooter, can make decisions quickly, pick and rolls, off the balls as a secondary guy, come off pin downs and can shoot, can drive it, can make the right play, the right pass. I think Trey talked about it. Shooting is really important in this league, and the guys that we have on this roster create and generate open shots for players, especially Z and BI. So being able to have guys that can knock shots off of them is extremely important in this league, and there's a huge priority and huge emphasis on shot making. And I think the more shooters that you can have, the better, especially when they can make decisions too.
Trey, you got anything to add on EJ or Hawk before I move on?
Yeah, I'll be short and I'll say EJ's been shooting that ball and he has made a lot of strides because when he first got to the Pelicans, his jump shot was almost like a line drive, and now he spent a lot of time and he's getting a lot of arc on that shot, and he's just giving the ball a chance to go in the basket. And so he's made a lot of big steps. He's been back to his normal athleticism that he had in college. And then for Jordan, I actually watched them play a regular season game. I can't remember which one, but I saw him run around 2 screens, not get the ball, pass it back, or he got the ball, passed it back, and ran around 2 other screens and like hit a fadeaway moving shot. And I was like, yo, that's different. Like you don't see that in college. And so I saw early on like he could really shoot the ball, and it's good to have him on the team. Have more shooters on the court. It's always good to have more people that can shoot the ball on the court, so there's a lot more space.
Appreciate that, man. I'm gonna let these guys go in about 20 minutes, y'all. It's been about close to close to 2 hours by the time we end this. I think like 9 o'clock to let them out of here. So let's keep the questions short, keep them moving so we can get as many out before we get out of here. James, you up here, bro?
Whoa, what's down? Say CJ, bro.
Go, bro.
I've been watching you for a minute, son. And every time I watch you play, bro, I always wonder why you got a flat top. So it's 2023, bro. Why you got a flat top, bro?
My bad. I ain't mean to laugh, bro. My bad.
So I've been wondering this for so long, bro. I finally got a chance to ask you.
I appreciate the question, brother. I just like to keep it nice and easy, bro. But it looked like a flat top on TV. I don't think it's a flat top.
Fucking right. It really looked like a round top. You hear me? But I'm gonna let you slide, you hear me? Because
I
you
think
in the city, so you
And
good.
he
I think
is from New Orleans. This man is from.
Yeah.
He said, you heard me. I've been trying to put that in my vocabulary. That one and baby,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah, you ain't got
Oh
you ain't got
no,
that.
son.
You ain't got
No,
that on, bro.
baby, you heard me. I'm trying. Those are the two I'm working on.
Flat top, baby.
Baby, you got a flat top, baby.
So look.
Hold on, man. I gotta. Hey, James. I really. If we had more time, we could have. That was great, but I gotta keep it moving. We got Chuck, you here?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Go ahead, Brody.
Hey, man, yeah, first things first, real quick, man. I just want to give a shout out to y'all, bro, coming in there in the trenches and fucking with us for real. I feel like a lot of players will be, you scared of a situation like this, you hear me? But y'all stepped up to it, man. So y'all got nothing but love and respect coming from this way. First things first, I want to ask this to Trey, only because I ain't gonna lie, CJ and Larry, man, like y'all kind of old. Like y'all ain't old in the regular world, but the NBA age niggas like dogs and shit. So I need a young nigga opinion on this.
Like
look now. Look
But
now,
look,
Chuck.
hey,
Look
I
now,
ain't
Chuck.
trying to kill
30
y'all.
is how old are
We in
you?
the same age bracket. We in the same age bracket, man. I'm 31.
Oh yeah, you don't get to call me old.
So y'all both old. All y'all old.
Hey, look, I be old.
Let the man talk.
I be old. I accept you, feel me? But so Trey, man, I know you probably done heard some of B.I. music that we ain't privy to, and I just want to know your opinion. If you had to say he's a top what rapper in the NBA, and then for the rest of y'all, I want to know if you could pick one team that you feel like there's a rivalry building between y'all and them, who would you say?
For B.I.'s music, in all honesty, I think he's probably top 3. And that's not saying a lot, in all honesty, because a lot of dudes in the NBA cannot rap at all. But I actually think
top 2.
CJ, you trying to lead me into something that I don't want to say.
I'll give you top 2.
Who's your top 2?
I think it's Dame and Lou Will.
Oh, that's not who I was gonna say.
I mean, I'm not listening to Miles Bridges. I can't.
Bro, he's tough.
I cannot do that. I can't.
I'm so serious. He's tough.
I'm not.
Shout out to Bones. Shout out to Miles Bridges. Both of them are tough. I can't lie to you. Miles Bridges, he wasn't in the league last year, so I don't know if he count in the rankings. But yeah, I like his. He make good music, bro. Like I'm young, so I listen to that type of music. I understand you a little older.
All right, Trey. All right, Trey.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Larry is older.
I said older. I ain't say old. So
he's a little older.
TJ, you're older than me.
All right, man. Hold on. Who else do I got up here?
The rivalry question, though. I wanted to know the answer for that.
Oh yeah,
you heard me?
Yeah. That was terrible.
I'm from DC, not New Orleans, but it's close.
Do that. Don't do that again, Chuck. You know better. That was terrible. That was terrible.
Nah, that wasn't me. That was one of them, man. That wasn't me.
Don't blame me. I've been on mute.
You said it, Larry. Anyway, rivalry. If we're gonna, there's an elephant in the room. Obviously, us in Phoenix, we've had our battles. Definitely the home and home last year showed that. The playoff series showed that. CJ and Larry might not want to say anything about it because they try to be a little political, but I'll just say like Phoenix obviously is one of the teams that we don't see eye to eye with, and yeah, that's probably what I have to say for a team.
How was that? How was that
I think
politically correct? You don't want to be politically correct.
You got to play in the playoffs multiple times, multiple years. That's the only reason why I don't think we have one, because we ain't been in the playoffs multiple times actively and played teams over and over again. But that's just my opinion.
All right, hold on. Donna, you up here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Whoa, I'm here.
Hold on 1 second. Jamal, you next, bro. Donna, go ahead.
Okay, this is for Trey, and I don't want a humble answer. As the next superstar in the NBA, how did it feel to be robbed in the dunk contest?
In all honesty, it don't feel too good. It hurt my soul, and my mental was a little messed up after I got a 48 on a dunk that I should have got a 50 on, especially because I haven't seen anybody do the self-lob windmill with your head to the rim. I ain't seen nobody else do that, and I got a low score. So my last dunk, it wasn't. I wanted to make sure I made it on the first one. So it hurt me a little bit. In all honesty, I can't promise you that I'll do the dunk contest again, but I might have to bring home a different trophy for All-Star Weekend.
Appreciate that, Donna. John, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right. So this is something I always wanted to ask the NBA player or players. So anybody can take this. So when y'all started the season last year, obviously y'all got off to a hot start, and it kind of felt like y'all were putting the league on notice a little bit, and then injuries and things kind of conspired to bring y'all back down to earth a little bit. And so my question is, as a player, how do you handle that mental? Because the NBA season is so long. Like, I don't think people even appreciate it totally. But how do you keep your mental in a good place when sometimes you may have a yo-yo season where you're high and it feels like the evil plan's coming together, and then things happen and the wheels, kind of come off a little bit, and then you have to try to like correct course and get back on track. How do you guys handle that up and down of a long NBA season mentally? Like, what's your not coping mechanism? It's not that traumatic, but you know what I'm saying.
Sometimes it's as simple, like for me, a lot of times it's as simple as like, we don't have time. You don't have time to like really sit around and sulk or like, woe is me. Like, there's a game tomorrow or the next day, guaranteed. So a tough loss we may not get to spend as much time covering a tough loss or covering, certain things that we should be covering because there's another game tomorrow. So, yeah, like it definitely catches up to you, like the rigors of a season, especially the kind of year we had, very up and down. But at the same time, like you can't get too caught up in it, because if you get caught up in it, that's how you spiral, right? Like, and then granted, we had a spiral, but I don't think it was because I know it wasn't because we were caught up in what was happening. It was because we didn't like, we were hurt bad, and guys were asked to play roles that aren't normally asked of them, and it was just everybody was out of sorts. So for me, at least, oftentimes I don't get to sit around and think about what happened, because it's always on to what's next.
I guess since nobody's gonna stop me,
Wait,
Trey,
no.
All right.
Okay, Dylan, you up here?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, bro. We got about less than 10 minutes. Oh yeah, about 10 minutes left.
All right,
man.
quick.
Keep it quick.
Appreciate you as always, Chris, for doing this. Appreciate all of you guys for jumping in here. Just a quick question for Larry and CJ. You guys, Larry, you got drafted in Cleveland the year Brown returned. CJ, you got to play against Kobe and things of that nature. I just want to know, what's the aura like when you're playing against guys like of that ilk? Obviously, you guys are, pros in your own, and all you guys have talent and gifting. But for those guys at that level, what's it like playing against guys like that and seeing those type of guys on a day-to-day?
So like my rookie year was Kobe's last. And then I got traded to Cleveland, got to play with Bron. So I've gotten to, and then obviously Dame as well. So I've gotten to see some pretty talented players up close and personal. But it's not like, yeah, obviously, like you said, we're professionals too, and we're great at our craft and all that type of stuff. But it's impossible to take that little child, that child portion of you out of it. That's just like giddy to see these guys, right? Like we grew up watching Kobe and Bron. Like I'm from Akron, Ohio, so getting to be on this guy's team, was something that I didn't take lightly, and I watched every time he was in the gym working out. And same thing with Kobe. Whenever I got to be in the gym with him, like I watched and really, you really gotta treasure that, because again, like we're all pros, but those are the 1% of the 1%. And for me, it made me like playing against them. You just want to beat them, that you want to beat them that much more, so you can you say you did it, and that competitiveness comes out. But on a day-to-day basis, it's just such a I don't want to say, I mean, it's an honor playing alongside those guys and being able to help write their stories. That's how I view it. And so when I'm done, I'm not old yet, but when I'm old, I'm gonna be sitting telling my kids how I was on the court for X amount of minutes of Kobe's 60-point game and all this type of stuff. So it's something that I don't take for granted, and I try to I try to collect as many jerseys as I can of guys that are really special, in my opinion.
EJ, you here?
Yeah, what's good? Appreciate it.
I'm a request that you ask CJ. I know like Larry and Trey been up here,
Please ask CJ.
So direct whatever question you have next for Mr. McCollum.
So you already know I was gonna ask CJ something. I gotta ask him. Okay, so we know that you talked to Magic, right? And like I think that was like an interview and something like that. So I just want to know, like, you gonna play like a more like passing role? Like, can we get like at least like 8 assists out you or something like that for like next season and stuff? Cause I ain't gonna lie, like I didn't like the way that Willie Green kind of played the team in like some location and stuff like that. So I was just wondering if it's gonna be more of like a go-to to like pass more and like make more assists and make more for the team.
He's saying you, but ball hog.
I am no Magic. Or there's only one Magic. But I think for us, it's a lot of things, right? Decision making for myself, making the right plays, making the right passes. And if you look at how we started the season, my assist to turnover ratio was really, really good to start the season. And that would coincide with our team being really, really healthy, which means you got to do less. It's easier to make the right plays. It's easier to get an assist when you can throw the ball to Z, if we're just being honest. Let's just start with saying that. It's really, really easy to give an assist to a guy that shoots 80% at the rim. And then you add a guy who's almost 50, 40, 90, hit tough middies. Really, really easy to get assists. But when you take both of those guys away, it becomes a little bit more difficult get assists. But you talk about playmaking, you can play make all you want. Get in the lane and make plays. And I got to get better at doing a lot of stuff, and I will. But for me to average 8 assists, we got to be healthy. Or Trey got to play a lot more minutes. If I'm just being honest,
That's saying a lot without. I get where we going there.
Yeah, we just gotta stay positive. We can do it. I promise you.
All right, 2 more questions and we out of here. Scott, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Chris? Appreciate it, guys. I'll get right to it. For 3 of you, the perception of the team, you could probably tell some fans have a chip on their shoulder. They feel like maybe the team's viewed a certain way nationally versus locally. Some of it fair, some of it not, whatever. I say that to ask you guys this. What was your perception of the franchise, how it's run as an organization before you became a member of that franchise, and has it changed at all? And that's all I got. Appreciate it, guys.
I'm gonna go first because Larry gonna have a long ass answer for this. I think from my perception of the city and my experiences here have always been short, and they had always been, around Bourbon Street. Losing in the playoffs here, I had a really good idea what the fan support was like because it was shaking. It was basically like a party in the street before the game, and there was a party in the street after the game. So I kind of understood that if you do what you're supposed to do, on the court, the fans will love you, they'll support you, and if you really love this city, they'll love you back. So that was really cool to see that come to fruition and to be able to experience that. But in my heart of hearts, I knew this was a football place. Like, this is a football city where the Saints are like, it's like having two kids. Like, that first kid is really, really important because it's your first one. I think the Saints are like the favorite child of the city, if you will. But now I think we're changing the tide as we continue to compete and continue to get better and show that we're one of the better teams in the NBA. I think fans are starting to appreciate and understand that we have a good team as well.
Trey, you wanna answer that, and then I'm gonna end with the optimistic.
I mean, it's supposed to be Larry speaking. I mean, I only been in the league for 2 years, so I can't really give you too much on that on the before. So,
Larry, go ahead.
I'm on the spot.
You on spot, brother?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought I did my talk, and I thought this was CJ's question, but I sure. So for me, I'd never been to New Orleans. I had just played here, or played like a few road games here, and I had spent most of my career in the East. So it was once a year I'd come here, and it was we got beat. So anywhere you get beat, I didn't love it, right? Like, it was just I hated going to Golden State. That's an L. And but for me, it was getting here and seeing the fan support and seeing how the front office and Griff, who I had a prior relationship with, and Willie and the people that are running the organization are doing such a good job of putting people first, right? That's a big thing for me. Like, the NBA, as rich of a league and important of a league as it is a business of people and relationships. So when I find a team in a front office that values that values the human aspect of it, that's a major thing for me. And I feel that they do that here. I feel that they genuinely care about us as people and want us to be better human beings, and Swin is a major part of that. And Trajan, all these guys, they're not just they don't just care about us because of the numbers we put up or the wins we bring them. Like, they want us to be successful people, and I think that's hugely important. And so I was unaware of all that before I got here, but getting here, I think me and CJ both signing our extension speaks to how we feel about the city now. I'm happy here. I know he is as well, and it's I've come to really love it. Except the summers. The summers are too hot. You can't convince me otherwise. The summers are too hot.
Here, I don't want to hear about summer's too hot.
What? You're right, because you're right. It's too hot. That's why I'm not there.
Beautiful here.
It's hot. It's hot. Like I talked about earlier, how you can see like people's tweets from the For You page. Yeah, it's hot. I see all that. I'm good.
It's beautiful right now, Larry. It's like 96 by like 11.
Yeah. See, sweating when I don't have to, that's a tough sell.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. I love New Orleans.
No, look, I like I just said, I do too. Summers are too hot for me.
It's a little on the hot side. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm just trying. Look, I'm just being real.
All right, optimistic. You got the last question, and then I'm gonna let Larry, Trey, and CJ put together their closing remarks on everything, and then we're gonna get them out of here. Optimistic, go ahead.
Hey, what's good? So my question is, when you guys are playing like ones or King of the Court or some shit, who's someone that's unlikely that's really good at that, like playing ones? Like,
Najee.
Does like CJ ever get cooked by Kier every once in a while? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
Najee Marshall.
Najee.
Najee's a goat.
He just hurt you while he playing, so like you don't want to play no more.
Najee.
Right, so don't play 32 or 21 with Najee. That what y'all saying. You see him in the street.
No, elbows, knees, he.
Trey up. What'd you say, CJ?
Najee was about to
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's Larry's fault in all honesty.
Whoa.
Because if I wouldn't have tripped over Larry, I wouldn't have got mad. And then you know what we talked.
Wait. I had nothing to do with this.
You were on the ground. I got moved.
That's right. I took a charge, bro. I took the charge. It was a dead play. What do you mean?
And you should have got up and you just laid
there.
Yeah,
because it was a charge. I was trying not to get stepped on.
I'm sorry.
What you did?
I just thought it was funny. We was really competing, though. We had some really good practices.
Yeah, there was times where CJ was definitely hearing it from a few people as well. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Larry, CJ, Trey, Matt. Listen, I really appreciate y'all doing this, man. To be honest, I've been, since I've been doing spaces, I haven't seen this type of setup where players of the actual team come and just kick it with the people, with the community. And Larry did it, of course, earlier in the year. And I know Antonio Daniels has been in here and stuff, but this is dope, and I'm glad that y'all was able to do it. I hope from here on we get no more mentions of Dice Spice or Real Strokers, and we good. Y'all good with me. Everybody stay healthy. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Final remarks, and then we'll close.
Final remarks. I didn't put together a thesis statement.
That would be.
You want to thank anybody? I mean, we doing this again.
Oh no, I mean, look. Listen, I'm definitely gonna do this again before the summer's up. Possibly a few times. We'll see if something happens. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. I have fun answering the questions. I think I enjoyed Trey and CJ being here with me. Obviously, hopefully we can get a few more, get a few different voices in here every now and again. So appreciate you guys. Thank you.
CJ, Trey.
Age before beauty. I appreciate y'all letting me into spaces, man. Larry's a good dude. Larry's a really good dude, man. So shout out to Larry. Shout out to our Pels fans, man. We know the year didn't end the way that we wanted to, for all of us, players included, for myself included, and we take it personally when things don't go our way and that we don't have the type of seasons that we want to have. And I think everybody is really working, and I can see it. I haven't been in New Orleans all summer. I can see the look on people's faces. The seriousness in which they're taking the game. Obviously, Trey's putting his work in. BI is, God bless the dead. He's got a Kobe-like mentality in terms of his preparation and how he's seen the game, the taste of success that he had. And I'm really looking forward to getting back on the court with Z and everybody and putting together something special. So I just want to thank our fans for the support. And we know shit didn't end the way it was supposed to. And a lot of that was me not playing the way I was supposed to. Obviously, we had injuries and things of that nature, but we're really looking forward to the future. And the work never lies. I'll leave it with the work never really lies. And we're really going to try to put together something special, man. And I think if we're able to do what I think we can do, man, fans will be really, really happy with some of the peaks and valleys we've gone through as an organization.
I guess that leaves it up to me. And once again, I appreciate y'all for embracing me and continuing to support me. The love is definitely mutual for you all. I love New Orleans. New Orleans has done nothing but accept me and show me a lot of love. So once again, I appreciate y'all for that. Larry, CJ, appreciate y'all for being, good OGs, good vets to me. We joke a lot, but at the end of the day, y'all drop a lot of knowledge for me, and I'm super appreciated. A lot of people don't get that as, young guys in the league. And, once again, it goes unnoticed sometimes. Well, it doesn't go unnoticed. Sorry. It doesn't go unnoticed. And, I could say a lot, but I'm not going to say too much about what y'all do. Chris, appreciate you for hosting this and allowing us to join in. Larry, mute yourself again, please, because I don't feel like hearing you talk.
No, I had something good to say. My bad.
Mute yourself, please. Let me finish. And yeah, once again, Chris, thank you for having us there. And I'll say my last two things. Well, three things. One, I love y'all, New Orleans. Two, Chuck, you ain't funny. Don't tweet that out, and that is not me. And NBA University, love y'all. I really love y'all page. Y'all do a lot of great work. But the real stroker has we're gonna have to put an end to this because it's getting some bad traction, and the fans have spoken. So I think we gotta put an end to it. I apologize, but yeah, it was a good run, and yeah, that's all I got to really say.
The last thing I will say is, obviously, we saw Denver win the championships this year, right? And it's the first time in a long time, but what is to be said and considered for you guys to think about going forward is you got to look at Denver's trajectory, right? That's unless you build a super team, that's how winning is done. That's how culture is built. That's how teams win titles. You make the play-in, right? Then maybe you make the first round. Then maybe you make the second round. Then maybe you make the first round and lose again. Then you make the Western Conference final. There is no straight line to a championship. Again, like unless you put LeBron, Steph, and KD on the same team, right? Like we've seen before. But we're taking our lumps, right? We're learning, we're getting better, we're learning how to win and learning how to build this team going forward. So that's all I want to leave you guys with is be patient with us. We're building something special here. And again, there's going to be lumps, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but at the end of the day, we're going about it in the right way. And Denver is a testament to that model. So just keep that in mind. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate all of y'all, man. All the people that pulled up, all the people that's been supporting this platform and others that we've been putting out, man. Shout out to Larry for reaching out again and wanting to do it, and CJ and Trey for pulling up and kind of kicking it with us. I appreciate all of y'all to answer questions. I got to get this read out and then we out of here. Spaces are presented by the Birdsall Law Firm, located at 918 Poydras Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413. If you or someone you know has been involved in an accident, be sure to mention we sent you. For Larry, CJ, Trey, Boot Crew, myself, appreciate y'all. We out.